And hello, everyone.
Hi.
Happy Wednesday. We are Hard Knock
It's
Dice. My name is
Wednesday.
Jonesy, your dungeon master, or rather your game monitor for the evening. And these beautiful people over here are going to be your Warforged for this little part 2 of our adventure, your automatons. So, you're muted.
Just because we're Warforged, we're not heroes now?
Yes.
Ouch.
No, it has nothing. It has everything to do with who you are as a Warforged. We are here for part 2 of our supposed to be one shot Aegis Legion. However, it was so nice we had to do it twice. So
it's the double barrel of D&D.
Double barrel of fun. However, but before we get into our recap and all that good stuff, we are raising money with Extra Life, specifically the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So go click on that link. Open your heart wallets, do the lawful kind thing, go be a hero IRL. If you're not comfortable with clicking on links, you can scroll down here right on Twitch, right underneath the screen right here, and donate right here on Twitch. So go do that. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. If you missed part 1 of this, it is on Twitch right now. It will be on YouTube later, along with this very episode right here. So, any other announcements, fun things while I try to adjust my camera a little bit? No? Alrighty. In that case, last we left off, our Warforged cosmonauts were charged with installing devices within large crystals amongst the Cerberus belt, high above the terra firma of their home planet, Eberron. These devices they're installing are part of a larger protective barrier to be formed around Eberron to defend against cosmological threats that those on the surface haven't even thought to be scared of. We got a brief glimpse into their lives on the flying city of Arcosa, Bolts and Gambit winning a deadly race, Angel and Songbird escaping from parts of their past. Frostbite, their commanding officer, called the group back in, and it was time for the Aegis Legion to come together once more and to install the 4th and final ARC device. This mission included a caveat. They were to intercept a convoy from a confederation of nearby planets to exchange information on destroying the Zoriat threat. However, upon reaching the convoy's ships, or at least what was left of them, the information exchange quickly turned into a search and rescue. The Warforged jumped into action, saving as many as they could, learning that the convoy had been set upon by some type of shape-shifting doppelganger, suffering losses along the escape route, including one of their own. They narrowly escaped back to their ship with 2 of the convoy crew, and we concluded last session with one of the rescued convoy crew mysteriously disappearing, a sense of dread setting within our cosmonauts, and a nefarious singing voice permeating their comms. And upon hearing...
Cosmonauts.
Yeah, you're Russian.
Sick of blid.
Out of all of that recap, cosmonaut stuck with you. It's literally the 3rd word of our recap.
It did. It stuck with me.
Upon hearing this singing voice, we're going to start this session off with a roll. I want pressure checks from everybody.
Reminder as to what pressure checks are.
Yes, pressure checks. As what they are mechanically for you is you're going to be rolling your strength plus your education.
Sick.
Your DC on these is 10. Pressure checks.
Oh, right. That's why these were so hard for me. That's right.
Correct.
No.
Strength plus education.
Strength plus education plus a D6. Your
6.
DC on pressure checks.
13.
Fail. Success.
My character sheet go. It's only got 4
Failed.
things on it.
I'll just go ahead and increase that number.
A 7 for
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, wait, it was 7, 8, 9. So
9.
still failed.
2 failures.
So does that mean I'm at 3 now?
11.
2 successes, 2 failures with our pressure checks.
A dub.
I need from our 2 failures for you to roll a singular D6.
That is so mean of you.
You need to roll under your current pressure level.
Oh. Nice. 2.
I'm sorry.
My current pressure
I
is...
rolled
If your pressure level is equal to or greater than.
Hey, wait, is this before adding? This is
Before
before adding the pressure I just gained.
this is after taking a pressure level.
After. Okay. Well, I rolled a 2 and I have 3 pressure.
All right.
Is that bad?
I
No,
rolled
it's
a 2
awesome.
and I have a 2.
You also have it too. How many levels of but you just got 1 pressure level, correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So our dear captain,
Sup?
after
Oh, Captain, me.
seeing the loss of your co-pilot, Lockjaw,
Mm-hmm.
floating out in space, hearing the music permeate the comms of the ship, not any separate sort of communications, but the very comms themselves, knowing that something is loose on your ship, you glitch as your synaptic areas in your main central processor start firing a bit more and just can't stop, and you start getting synaptic feedback. You're going to reduce your agility by 1.
Ooh, forever?
Correct.
Oh! Fuck you, Jones.
We can't do any like medicine checks or anything to help.
Not
I'm a
on
robot.
pressure.
Or just till the end of the mission.
I'm a robot.
Until the end of the mission. Not like for
So
the rest
forever.
of your life. Oh, yeah.
So for part 3 of the
For
one
part
shot.
3, correct. If part 3
I see.
happens, you can do it then. So
Great success. Noted. Ow.
we left
It's
off
twitchy.
with just a couple of folks. Our songbird running off to take power away from the weapons to hit the thrusters and get away from the ship more quickly. Our captain running up to the helm. Our security officer was on the lookout deck, actually looking for Lockjaw, and our very own Bolts sitting in the empty bay where one of the exploratory vessels left out of, where Lockjaw and Dozer both were whenever the radiation storm came through. As you're all sort of sifting through this place, and as well, Bolts had just realized that one of the 2 folks sitting on the ground were now missing. Just a Gith female on the ground there before you, who's now standing up and dusting herself off. However, Amy comes over your comms, speaking to you all.
Running ship diagnostics. Helm. Stable. Hull. Sections 1 through 4. Stable. Hull. Sections 5, 6. Critical failure. Port side propulsion engine bay. Weak but holding. Starboard side propulsion engine bay. Stable. Weapon systems. Offline. Aegis Legion, I'm noticing an odd frequency in the short-range communication systems. I assume this is the singing we're hearing.
Well, that's not fucked or anything.
Songbird's immediate thought is to do what she needs to do to repair sections 5 and 6 to the best of her ability, or at least put basically a band-aid on it for now.
I think the Band-Aid right now. So I'm actually going to throw something on the screen that we threw up last time as well. You'll see a graph pop up. This is a section of the ship that was twisted and torn apart while attempting to depressure and get away from the docking station of the other ship.
Okay.
It is destroyed beyond repair, and the fix that you have are already in place, just sort of quick thinking, is sealing that section off. If you need to get back there again, it'll just be complete vacuum, which Amy would, make you aware of before you opened any airlocks.
Okay.
Just to clarify, what is your title? Not storyteller, not DM.
Game monitor. Houston.
Game monitor. That's still GM. We just say GM.
Is DM. It does change.
But you said I am back in the room where I had left the folks.
Yep. Now only seeing one present.
And she is on the ground?
She's getting up at this point. She was on the ground from hopping over sort of the high intensity and all the adrenaline pumping as you guys left the other ship and got onto this one. She's now getting up and putting herself together.
And the only other one was the creepy elf dude from the...
Correct. Del, the astral elf.
Hey,
look at me. Where'd the other one go?
I am
You
unaware.
put them in separate rooms.
I was going to. I did not get the opportunity to because I went to try to save homie. So they were in the same room.
Let's go. R.I.P. to my boy.
Hurry up. Where are they at?
I did not
Stay
see where
good.
they went.
What are you doing on the ground? You injured? Yeah, show me. Where's it hurt?
I think I'm fine at the moment. She feels it like just as matter of fact, and then she gets down to like her ankle and grabs it and here, and she's like, perhaps I am not.
Ah, shit.
Chop it off.
Do we have like a medical scanner or anything like that on board?
Yeah, absolutely.
Put it in the back to tank.
Here, come with me. Lean on me or I'll carry you. Can you walk?
Of course I can. I'm not weak.
Excellent.
He's gonna like, and taser out is going to take her to the scanner.
Gotcha. Oh, you tase her, knock her unconscious.
No, taser out.
Tase her out. Okay, I heard tase her out. I was like, excellent.
Wow. Great
Sedation.
success.
No, he'll be leading with the taser to get her to the scanner.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking her to the scanner with the intent of...
He's going to tell her he's scanning her ankle. He is going to scan her to see if there's something funky going on.
Oh, okay.
Smart brain, large.
Give me a... we're going to do an education plus medicine, please.
Education plus medicine. I'm good at these things. Oh! 10.
10. Very nice.
What?
You
Rolled a 6.
pull up her leg on the scanner while also it's like second monitor hid behind the main one. Other one like flopped towards her. You can clearly see that her ankle is broken, not but not terribly so. Something that could definitely be healed or at least set for right now. Nothing immediately dangerous. I also want you to give me a what do we want to call a stealth roll? We'll just call it agility as you attempt to further investigate.
Would that get a security officer bonus?
Yeah.
Stealth?
We can add a security officer to
Not
that.
nearly as high, but still, I have some stuff.
Hell yeah.
6.
6. 7 is a success in this system. You're looking over her and you're attempting to like disguise you're checking her out for anything fucky, anything extraterrestrial beyond what she actually is, anything that may be able to indicate that she is a shapeshifter or a doppelganger of any sort.
Bolts is assuming it is some kind of infection because the elf seemed fine and had been traveling with them prior.
Right. She looks at you and says, catching on to what you're doing, says, I am not that thing. However, you with that medicine check, don't see anything necessarily fucky with her specifically, but you see crawling along her leg going towards the broken ankle, some like shimmering blue metallic type liquid. And as you look at it, it goes green like her skin.
Green like her skin.
Mm-hmm.
Living antifreeze.
What do you mean it is I'm sorry, but like I'm trying to envision this. It's crawling toward her ankle from where?
it's like on her boot, and it is crawling up towards her ankle, and you notice there's an open wound on her ankle that it's like making its way towards, and it goes green on her skin, like as soon as it seems reactive to you looking at it.
Does it stop moving when I look at it?
You want to get closer to it?
Is she not like on the table next to me, or
she's on the table? It blends in with her skin perfectly.
Camo! It's a camouflaged critter!
I forget. Is the comms we're using, are they like telepathic, or do we actually have to speak out loud into them?
Yeah, no, these, I mean, you can speak in quietly to them. They're not telepathic though. They are electronic.
They're free message.
I'm sorry for the offense. I was just being careful.
And he's gonna take the taser and shoot her right in the chest with it. And he's immediately gonna be like,
I need some backup in medical right now.
Songbird's probably pretty close. I would imagine that all of her shit is pretty close to the med bay, so she'd be there in a jump in the second.
Yeah,
Bolt,
absolutely.
what is the matter?
How does the tasing resolve?
That's what I'm looking up right now. So for the Dazer Mark III, it's it can do up to 4 damage, non-lethal. So I am gonna roll a D4 for this Hanky's strength score, and what you're gonna do is roll a D6, and you're gonna let me know what you roll on it.
Do I get any bonuses to that, security or anything like that?
The damage is just the damage of the weapon, which is cap.
Gotcha.
Yep.
A4.
A4. Okay, so max damage on it. Her strength being 2. You tase her, and she goes and just crashes back onto the table.
He is immediately going to rip another of his tourniquets off of his chest rig or whatever, and he's going to tourniquet that leg just high and tight, solid.
Yeah. You taser her. Songbird comes in, and as when you taser her, the electricity passing through her body, you see that small blob shift colors away from green, and it just sort of like arcs in the place that it's in right now, and you see it again, blue, shiny, and metallic in place.
Do I have like any something that would be in a medical a medical room? The little vacuums they use to suck up fluids, like for a person who's vomiting.
I'm gonna be real with
the
you.
dentist.
You guys tell me.
I was gonna say, as the science
I'm telling you, that is the thing
I know
that is
for a fact that I would have like little vials and shit to collect samples with.
Well, I know that is a thing that is standard with a medical room, because when people undergo shock, they can vomit and get it down into their lungs. So when doing stuff like intubations, you have to have the little vacuum thing. So he's gonna grab one of those and
I'm gonna pause right
talk
here.
to her at the same time.
I'm gonna pause right here real quick. Is where all before Songbird gets in and starts helping. And you're all separated. I'm gonna send you all a Facebook message.
Individually?
Individually.
We each get our own?
You each get your own.
Oh.
I don't like
I don't know if I feel special or scared.
I feel so scared.
I'm disappointed.
Why are you disappointed?
Okay.
This is so scary. I don't like this. Oh God.
So we're gonna pick back up this moment. Brief cutaway from our medical room. Songbird running down the hall, needing backup. Gonna go back up to our helm towards the captain. Where's Angel? Where's Angel heading to in this moment as well?
Angel had been just kind of like bolting down the hall, like trying to see if she saw our elf buddy. And after Amy gave the like status report, she would have said, "Amy, please scan for signs of life. Organic
It
life."
takes some time for the entire ship, but just scanning now. approximately 13 minutes to scan the entirety of the ship.
Thank you. And so she's got like her taser out and she's just going like she's like clearing the ship essentially, like looking for the elf.
Angel, I could have these results for you near the helm.
That's good. I'll head there now.
Very well.
What is our captain doing as Angel heads there?
Driving the boat.
Okay.
Specifically, I mean, I guess right now I'm still trying to distance us as much as possible from the wreckage because they were like attacked or whatever. So I don't keep us away just in case whatever. Assuming that there's more of whatever fucked with them. Because our primary objective our objective was to meet with these people and bring Samuel to like talk to them and everything, right? And now most of them are dead.
Correct.
So right now I'm just getting farther away from that. I don't want to head back to Arcosa because that just seems like a bad idea.
Sure.
So currently just getting away from the from that wreckage, putting distance between us and that, and keeping an eye out to see for anything else to approach just in case, because that would be bad. We have enough problems right now.
Give me a quick, just a navigation check. We're gonna call it agility plus navigation,
Okay.
to see how well your positioning is away from this wreckage.
Okay, and primary is +2 and secondary is +1, correct?
Correct.
For jobs. Okay. So agility plus navigation. 8.
8. Very good. Able to distance yourselves quickly enough.
Would have been 9.
If you were strong enough, it would have been. As you're leaving out of the wreckage, you see the remnants of that radiation storm start filtering out, and over your long range comms.
Shard Skipper. Shard Skipper, come in. Commander Frostbite. Shard Skipper, report.
Yes. Pull down the fucking thing.
We're getting odd readings across the ship. What's going on? Status update, now.
Odd happenings.
A thorough update, please.
We have retrieved 2. Oh wait, was I aware that the astral elf fella had disappeared at this juncture? I can't remember if that had been communicated.
I don't think you definitely heard what was over the comms. So,
oh yeah,
as you heard Dell's voice over the comms,
we have retrieved 2 of the envoys. They ran into some trouble en route.
Define trouble.
Their ship was totaled, and they had to be evacuated quickly. And whatever did it might be aboard.
palpable pause.
Shard Skipper, hold location. Wait for further instruction.
Is there anything approaching an insight check in this fucking game?
Sure. Do you want to? Yeah, we can do an insight check. Let's
some kind. Sense motive, even.
Yeah.
Whatever. Since we're not in
I
any actual
think
D20 system.
I think what I would base this off of is a good old charisma check, as just your ability to socially sort of pick up on the cues of what he's putting
Riz
down.
check.
Yeah.
Gambit has very nearly negative Riz.
All of us have negative Riz, my guy.
5.
Other than typical concern over what you have just said, with that pause, you're not picking up anything more than that.
My Ian's genre senses are tingling in a hold still means hold still so we can blow you up just in case.
We'll see here in a moment. As our
I'll
camera's
flip
gonna
us upside down for good measure, and then I'll sit still.
Okay.
Not that it makes a difference to anybody on the ship, but you know.
You holding tight there. Angel walks in, and our camera is actually going to pan away from our 4 cosmonauts here, down to the surface. Well, almost to the surface. The city of Arcosa, where we see a ship landing, and automaton of white and gold make, landing back and once more in the city that he helped co-found, walking into offices to be debriefed, pulling up 3D holographic maps of Eberron and his plans on saving this from threats that those on the ground may not have thought about so far. Cody, I would like to ask you to step into the shoes of Otto, if you would. As you are... Your mic's muted.
It was supposed to be. I was channeling. All right.
Good vocal warm-ups.
All right. Otto, yes.
Otto, as you are looking over how the ARC mechanism project is going, how the Aegis Legion is doing currently, Commander Frostbite walks into your office after a short knock. Sir, a moment.
Good evening. How are you doing today?
Excellent. Well,
excellent.
Never gonna get used to that. Sir, you can see...
I am so sorry about that. What can I do for you?
Frostbite does not fall out of his very strict, very formal military and goes like parade rest in front of you for a second, like at ease.
That is unnecessary. Or
what? This is how I stand,
soldier. There you go.
I am at ease.
It does not look like it. Anyway, what is it that you have to report? Great news, I'm hoping.
If only. He brings out a data crystal, brings up some of the same stuff that you're looking at, but an updated report on the Shard Skipper where there are odd readings going on the ship, that nothing that you can get too detailed about, but clearly something has gone wrong. Frostfire fills you in on the data or on the information that he's received from one of your many pilots working on many programs across Eberron currently. This one in particular, the Aegis project that you're attempting to put around Eberron and protect it from spacefaring aberrations.
Does Otto understand these readings? I'm assuming so, to some degree. You a smart dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not gonna make you read. What you're seeing is that clearly there has been some catastrophic mechanical failures with the. You're gonna roll the d20. No, no d20s are rolled today.
I'll open up my character sheet and everything.
He walks up to you though and says, "We need further instruction for what to do past this point. Continue the mission." He says that there is a chance at least that is on board with them. This monstrosity or aberration.
Can you provide to me a report so that I can review the readings?
I don't know if we have time for that.
Unfortunate. Did they describe the nature of the whatever it is at all?
Do you think Gambit would have said that, or did he say exactly what you just told me?
I mean, Gambit doesn't exactly know the nature of the creature.
You did,
what it is,
or you were made aware whenever you.
We made aware
that's
met something them. That changed shape, right?
Correct.
Yeah, knowing that, it would have tacked on at the very end that I can't be sure because it can change what it looks like.
1 second, sir.
Apparently.
Another report coming in.
Just pulling the microphone. Oh, by the way.
More concise reports will be appreciated. Thank you.
No promises.
A shapeshifter of some sort. Sir, if I may.
If you may what?
Input my opinion.
Please do.
If the Shard Skipper is unsuccessful, this has all been for nothing. And if this shape changer finds its way to Arcosa, could spell disaster.
Would it be possible for the vessel to remain stable at a midpoint so that we may continue to quarantine and perhaps neutralize this threat? We would ideally be able to complete the mission, but I do not want to bring any kind of unknown enemy amidst us. It could compromise something far greater than a single individual mission.
I don't know how much time they're going to have up there. The state of their ship.
Please clarify.
The state of their ship. The current comms readings we're getting. I don't think all our people would be willing to hold tight. I don't know if this enemy will.
Can it be destroyed? I know that they don't know, but that would be what he would ask.
We don't know.
Are comms intact?
Shard Skipper, come in.
Yes.
Yes.
What all was left as part of
Hello?
the mission? Sorry, I don't have like a thing.
They have on board, you have on board, the fourth and final part of the arc mechanism, which needs to be installed in the fourth quadrant of the Sybaris belt. It is the last piece of the shield around Eberron.
It's a D6. Don't look at me like that.
I was about to say that better not be a D20.
I'm gonna roll a D100. You can't stop me.
Alex shows up at your house.
48.
Oh. What is the opinion of those on board? We have trusted these people as professionals. Should we not continue to do so?
Yeah, we are.
Shard Skipper, come in.
Yes.
Place me on local comms only, please.
The Shard Skipper is now currently like doing a slow like fucking like figure eight in place. I'm sorry, what was that?
Place me on local comms only, please. Angel.
Like
Angel, you're walking into the room now, hearing this conversation going on.
Yes. This is Angel.
High Command is asking the validity of this threat, or the level of this threat. Can you make it through and complete the mission?
It is high. It destroyed the entire ship and all the other parties. She looks over at Gambit. We can complete the mission.
I didn't think that was ever in question.
I said, I'm just like, it wasn't for us.
He mutes the comms to the shard skipper.
He
Sir.
keeps putting us on hold. I don't know why.
Hold music starts playing in the
Like
in the
elevator.
shard skipper.
Is it Bolt's music or is it Songbird's music? Because the vibe will depend on what that is. Is it show tunes
It's
or
actually
gangster
Careless Whisper.
rap?
Anyway,
Frostbite
Can't
has
sound the
his
fan.
own special one, and it's Frosty the Snowman.
Really hate this song. Terrible.
He looks at you, Otto. Sir, your orders.
yes. Was Otto able to hear all that? That wasn't direct to Frostbite? Oh.
Yeah.
We have put our faith in their judgment and capabilities at the start of this mission. We have not been given any reason to doubt them now. Would it be possible, while they complete the mission, to prepare a rescue effort in case they need assistance? If not, at least a quarantine team for when they return.
He gonna blow us up?
No.
I don't trust him.
I'll get started on that. He salutes
Frostbite will blow us up.
you, steps out of the room.
Shard skipper.
Yes.
What was that song playing when I put you on her? I heard it. What was it?
What? I believe you are malfunctioning, Commander. Auditory hallucinations are usually an early sign.
Shard skipper, you are to complete the mission. Go through, install the last arc mechanism.
And what of the diplomatic section?
If you are able to neutralize the threat, make your way into high orbit, into low orbit. We'll escort you in from there. If you are not able to neutralize the threat, be on the other side of the shield when you activate it.
Commander, flip a coin. And leave it in your desk.
Give me a charisma check. And I don't think advantage is a part of the system, but I'm going to give it to you with advantage.
He says, it's my campaign.
Okay.
I'll do what the fuck I want.
Haha. Rolling a 5 and then a 6. So a 7. That's as high as I can
Ooh,
get.
sevens.
Heads or tails, soldier?
Heads. But don't tell me.
One last thing. If you and you can and
Now your auditory, what's the word Ian is looking for, functions are not functioning very well, Commander.
Captain.
Captain.
Yes. You sounded different for a moment, Amy.
I think I have a virus. It's okay though. Solving virus problems. Solved.
Oh,
Our long-range
Good job.
communications have been sabotaged. I can no longer get in contact with Arcosa.
very well.
Scan for organics at 87% complete.
we are going to pop back over to our medicine bay, where where there is a Gith tasered onto the table.
Come here, you little shit!
You two are running. Give me an agility check real quick there. You can add your security to this as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Be an 8.
Roll to vacuum.
An 8. You know, I'm gonna. Okay. It is nimble and quick, but you grab it and
No. Gotcha.
you get it into this small glass container, that big. You see it, blue metallic shimmering, start moving up and along the sides of the glass, exploring it. Just like blue metallic, like mucus like almost, but not leaving any residue behind. And as
You're fucking nasty. What the fuck?
And as you're looking at it, and as you ask that, it turns completely clear. And you notice as you're holding it up to the light, you can still see it in there, but it is mimicking the glass that it is setting in.
Oh, you're a nasty little bugger. Here, let's see if you like this.
Then you're gonna take him over to the medicine fridge, and you're gonna stick him into the freezer portion.
Good night, success.
Songbird, was there anything that you wanted to do with the sample?
Because Songbird believes in percussive maintenance. Bolts, can I please have that before you put that in the freezer?
What are you gonna do with it?
Just trust me.
Roll a charisma check.
Riz check.
6.
Pretty good.
I need you to realize this thing is fast, and it is in a glass container. And it can turn like basically invisible.
And I will be delicate.
What are you gonna do with it?
Shake it.
No!
Into the freezer, shut.
She opens and takes it out.
No. Oh, come here.
Just
Try
shake
and
it.
snap it from her.
In the fight, it ends up getting shaken around. It just in the glass. Are you just seeing what happens?
Yes. So basically, like, as the science officer, she has to do experiments to see what the hell this is.
Sure.
So, step number 1, if you can jostle it and it reveals itself, then that's a point of data that we didn't have before.
Okay, let's check its composition first. Jesus. Or space. Eberron Jesus.
Corvair Jesus.
Praise
In
KJ.
space.
As you give me a quick medicine plus science. Medicine plus education, sorry.
Me or Bolts?
Both of you, if you're both doing it. And you're trying to just tell me what you're doing.
I don't have medicine, but I do have science.
You can give me a science and education as well.
Okay. So
You said medicine and... Wait, you said science and what?
no, yours medicine, I'm science.
Yep. You're
And education.
Yep.
I got a 10.
I got
My
11.
science roll.
On the dice.
You got an 11 and what?
A 10 for science.
10. Okay. With those rolls, you notice that one, amongst the shaking of the vessel, you split the sample in two. And it seems to be able to move independently on its own and autonomously. They do not need to mirror each other. You see that one glows blue, silver, and shiny. The other one, where one of you has your hand on the outside of it, it mimics that color metal that is in your hand. And as you're shaking it, you also hear it hitting the inside of the glass, and you realize that this isn't just changing and confirming it on like looking at it on like light spectrums and stuff, Bolts. You confirm that it's not just changing appearance.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad.
It is changing
that's
molecular
real bad.
structure and quickly.
Nope. Mr. Bolts, we need to put this in the deep freeze and freeze it and put it in the thing.
Yep, we are freezing that motherfucker immediately.
Bad.
At least gonna like put it in the freezer and then look through the door to see if anything happens to it while radioing.
Hey guys, we have a bit of a situation.
It's more than that. It's really bad.
That's what I meant by a situation.
Elaborate, please.
Our long-range communications have been cut off.
We are alone.
Even more of a situation. So, this thing can change color, but not just color. It actually changes like what the fuck it's made out of.
Yes.
It can change its composition. Metal, glass, theoretically flesh. Those are the 3 things I've seen so far. Presumably other shit too.
I'll speed a
You
little.
see how that's bad, right? Shit, we gotta find that stupid fucking elf. Did it leave like seeds? Keep an eye on your wounds and stuff. Don't let any weird anything crawling, inchworming touch you. It can turn into metal. Or you really think that's gonna be an issue for something like this? Or do you want to roll those dice? Shit.
Long pause.
He is going to strap the. He's going to strap the unconscious tased person into the medical bed, like. Zip, zip, zip,
This is a Gith Yankee, right? Not a Gith Sarai.
Correct.
And that's what Angel's over the comms. It's gonna be like, Bolts, what have you done with the woman?
I fucking stunned her ass, and now I'm tying her to a bed, and then I'm reloading my taser.
Angel, I'm gonna say you're looking at like the security monitors up here on the helm that look over the entirety of the ship right now. And you see as you're asking, like you see him as they're like shuffling through all of the sections. He's tying her down in the med bay.
Bolts, are you, based on what we saw on the other ship, are you confident that that's gonna hold her?
Not at all. I'm not even sure she's infected. One of them, I don't know exactly how this works, and by that I mean I don't know at all how this works. I'm just doing what I can do right this moment. I'm gonna see if this thing freezes.
Like turn the temperature down on the medicine fridge to like its lowest setting.
Any other ideas? I'm all ears.
Yes.
Well, what passes for them on our kind, you know.
How did you identify the weird wiggly squish thing?
It was like doing the little crawl thing on a leg. It was heading towards the wound on her leg.
Right,
which
but
is
how did you see it? She's
It hadn't
basically
changed.
she's asking you like what apparatus were you using to like scan?
My eyeballs!
You don't have eyeballs.
Okay, so because I have Songbird has an idea as the science officer and also as the engineering officer of like if she could rig something up, either using like information or like the since our eyes are basically like little scanner dealy bobs, like basically rig up something so that we can like be able to do a scan specifically for this.
That brings
thing?
me to a question, DM. Did it simply not get picked up on the scanner, or did it not get scanned?
It did get scanned when you were scanning her. When it cloaked to her skin, it vanished.
Okay, so when they do their little change thing, they don't show up on the scan.
Oh, I will check the scanner. If it was still active, did it read as something separate when it shifted back?
Looked completely like the Gith Yankee under it.
Even before it changed back to her skin color?
After it changed to her skin color. Before, and it was that blue metallic slime, picked up as some anomaly. After it cloaked and went to the color of her skin, it could not tell the difference.
If you catch it before it does its little shifty thing,
And he'll like go to this, he'll like scroll back through the results to get to the part where it had been scanned as an anomaly.
it'll look like that. Or something different. Presumably, But once it does its little shift thingy, you're done. Or the scanner's done, at least. It did not like the taser, though. It all got dead, and it changed back, briefly.
Right.
So when we find that elf, we're gonna stun his ass, too, and see what happens.
Never mind. That's a bad idea. Never mind.
Bad idea,
Right now,
Songbird.
all ideas are valid. What's your idea?
No, electrifying the deck is not a good idea because that would actually affect us as well. So, never mind.
But we could
What if
electrify
we-
portions of the deck.
We could stand on something that doesn't conduct. And then maybe find a way to electrify the deck.
I'm driving.
Songbird, are those rubber boots still in your locker from when we had to do those repairs on the electrical system?
Always. I never throw away anything.
That's what I was
That's
counting on.
canon.
That is true.
That's what I was counting. If that is true, yeah. Here, there, everywhere.
She's just like me, for real.
My recollection was that you had 6 pairs. How many are left?
Well, one was pretty disintegrated, so I wouldn't recommend using that pair, but I probably have at least 4 that are usable.
Have them and bring bolts to the helm, please.
Okay. I go
Damn,
to
I
the
think
We
engine
need
room
to keep an
like,
eye on this thing.
One at a
The
time.
freezer?
Whoever
Good.
first.
Bolts! Go!
Go bolts.
We need to keep an eye on this thing. I'll stay here and watch this and see if I can get more information out of it and make sure she doesn't do whatever it is that they did on that other ship. Oh.
Could I-
maybe stun her again?
Could I put an arcane lock on this and then you could come with us?
I don't know if this thing will break out. Just because you lock it doesn't mean it won't blast out the back or something. Plus, I need to scan it. I'm going to see if it reacts to cold, if it reacts to heat, and if it can be scanned by anything else. Plus, again,
Bolts. As your security officer, I'm telling you, be aware. Once Songbird makes it to the helm, the deck will be electrified. You may stay and conduct experiments, or you may arrive with Songbird. This is what will happen.
Gonna get zapped.
how are you electrifying the whole deck?
I have
Scan
my
for
way.
organics is
plan.
complete.
Yes, Amy, what are the
Alright.
results?
An overlay of the ship pops up for you, 3D spinning around. You see one stationary piece right in front of Songbird, as well as Bolts. Clearly the Githyanki. There is something moving fast above you and through the ship with quickness.
Oh.
Like something is searching for something.
It seems we have found the intruder. Instructions.
Songbird is so. I imagine the engine room not being very far from the med bay since I was able to get there very quick. So I'm gonna like book there, grab all 4 pairs of the rain boots, basically, or like anti-electric, whatever. Throw a pair at Bolts, run to the helm, and give each of us that and go.
Right. That's going to take you some time getting all the way down from the engine bay up to the helm. So that you're sprinting right now.
Yep.
Alone.
DM, are there like rubber tubing or pieces, like large pieces of like glass or anything like that? Anything that he could scrounge together? He just wants to make a pile of things that are non-conductive that he can find in the room.
What?
Give
And
me
Songbird
we're going to call it a
forfeited.
roll of luck really quickly. Give me we're just going to call it agility. This is going to be like your perception check to look around the room and find something. Actually, we'll make it education as you're looking around for specifically non-conductive things.
Could I add medicine because I would know what all of the things in a medical room are and what they're made of
I'll
and
let you
such?
add
How do we
medicine,
use?
sure.
Hell yeah!
DC 7.
7 exactly.
With the 7 exactly, I will say you can find probably the largest piece of non-conductive equipment is going to be one of your med tables here, but the pad of it like ripped off the top of it. That's what you think. That'll be like the largest piece of non-conductive material that you get. And I'll say you have 2 of them, like as the Get Yankee is on one of them, and you have 2 more in addition.
He is going to rip off one, set it on top of the other, still on the table, minimizing points of contact, and then get on it and say, I'm good.
Okay. Angel, what were you saying?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overspeak. So Angel's gonna Amy is gonna say, she's gonna pull her taser and be, Amy, please project this tracking to my HUD. And as soon as Amy does it where she can like see where the object is going, she's gonna like take her taser and she's gonna like try to track. I'm assuming it's like it's in the ceiling like above us.
So
Is
it's
that
not
where-
this ship is quite large. It is not immediately above you guys. It is further back and a couple floors up from where you are right now in the helm.
So with that transmission from Amy to like of constant tracking where it is, Angel's gonna head toward it and is gonna, and she'll call out to Songbird, where she's going, and if you can get me the boots, great. If not, that's where I'm headed.
Okay.
Good.
Can I, as I'm running, because Warforged can do like especially thinking things as they're moving, can I make a science or an engineering check to determine, like, as much as I don't want to do anything to the captain, if I can sort of the shortest point between like where this organic is, where Angel is going, so that I can meet her, and then so that I could then execute this like basically breaking up, like busting open a breaker and like electrifying the floor.
All right. What is your first goal out of that? Because you want to meet with Angel first and give her the boots, and then head to where she's going, or head to an electrical panel rather.
So, I think. Sorry, I have, like there's like 3 pieces of things that I'm thinking, because we know for sure that electricity at least stops it temporarily. If this is far enough away from people, I don't need to electrify the entire space. I just need to electrify enough of the space to get whatever this large intruder is. So I guess role number 1 would be to what's the shortest distance from where the engineering bay is, or the engine room is, to where Angel is. And can I get there within a reasonable time? So then second step would be to then get to a electrical box to rip it open and electrify the floor.
Right. Yeah. This is your ship. I think you would know, and you know where the path that Angel is going to take easily enough. Not going to consider that a roll. You just sort of divert your path really quick away from the helm of the ship to go meet Angel, sort of in between. For right now. Cool. Gambit.
Yeah, that's me.
Amy says,
Captain, to the 4th quadrant we have about 9 hours of travel. Once we get to that quadrant, about 3 hours to locate a large enough crystal to implant the ARC device. Are there any maneuvers you would like to make in the meantime to ensure we make it there?
I believe we can shave time off of those 9 hours. And I'm trying to think. I mean, we've covered. We don't have to breathe, right?
You don't have to breathe. We have covered space is dangerous for other reasons other than just lack of oxygen.
Right.
Correct.
Well,
That's
I was
why the
thinking
ship is
specifically
pressurized.
in like ship functionality.
Mm-hmm.
Because this thing has started like shutting things off, right, or like breaking stuff.
So far, the only thing that's gone down is the long range comms, and he seems to have access to your short range comms somehow.
Right. Is it still singing, or is that stopped?
No, just the one line and it stopped.
Cool. That's nice. Would there be any way I could isolate and cut off like effectively life support in only certain parts of the ship?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Because I just want to cut off like basically oxygen to everywhere but the med bay where the fucking Gith Yankee is at.
Okay.
So I just take that and redirect what juice I can. I'm basically going down the list of like, what don't we need to get us there faster? And I'm going to turn it off and go faster.
Okay, so weapons are currently off already. Those were turned off to get away from the wreckage. Those haven't been turned back on yet. So you already have that little boost in power. You have,
fantastic.
As far as other things that you could shut down, auxiliary power, you can cut down all of the power to the units that you plan on depressurizing, like lights and everything off in those regions. You can also completely shut down your short range comms, which would be a minor power expenditure, but would still add on to the total.
Yeah.
The med bay is a big resource expenditure, plain and simple. As far as that goes, lights and powering all of the equipment in there. You're also running off of 1.5 engines right now. So you could possibly like redirect all of the power from that half engine that's sort of most like partly functional all the way to the other one, and like essentially put it in overdrive.
I think that would definitely, I'd do most of the above. I think the one thing I wouldn't necessarily want to shut off all the lights.
Okay.
Simply because this thing is stalking us, and it getting to be in the dark seems like a bad idea. But all the rest of that, and also I know we have shields of some kind, right?
On the ship, or like for
like
the ship
protecting
specifically?
the outside of the ship.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's like factored into the overall strength of the ship.
Gotcha. Because I'd want to kill those mostly, except for some on the front.
Okay.
Like I want to give myself a little bit of wiggle room for like things that I might not see, or like I might not be able to react to, that's coming at us from the front with as fast as we're going. But if anything's coming at us from the back and it can catch up to us, we were probably kind of fucked anyway. So screw it.
Okay. So doing everything, including cutting off the oxygen to those areas. The only thing you're not doing is cutting off the lights, moving all of the power over to one engine to try to put that essentially in overdrive. You know that is like this is like short-term payoff. You would know that as being the captain. That long-term is not going to be is not going to be good at the end of that.
Sure.
So let's do a round of rolls here. I want a piloting check from you.
Let's just hope we're not over an ocean once we're done.
You two meet up, Angel and Songbird. I want to plan from you here in a moment, but while you're thinking about that, in our med bay back to bolts, you're on your for the most part electric proof pad that, and what are you doing in here?
He is like dragged the table over near where the cooler is, kind of next to the the Gith woman. He's like perched up on it, making sure not to touch any of the metal bits, and is like watching the culting and like seeing if it's reacting, and then kind of like keeping a side eye on the Gith to make sure she's not like turning into ultra scyther or anything.
Okay. Give me a security check real quick.
With dex or
With agility, yeah.
oh, agility.
Yep.
Dex agility
6.
6. Okay. You're watching it. It goes clear once it's in there on the glass and away from your hands again. No longer mimicking the metal that you're made of. Seems to be mimicking the glass on the inside. And then it just sort of disappears after a moment. You lose it in the glass while you're looking in there, and you don't see it.
Don't love that.
What's your plan? Angel and Songbird. You two meet up in the hallway.
I don't even say anything to Angel. I think, and this is in motion, Songbird throws the boots at Angel, goes to the electrical box, rips it open, rips off literally a sparking thing of electricity, and just jams it into the floor. Because do we all see like where this little critter is scampering?
Amy comes across and says,
I'll add the organic signature to all of your HUDs. Please hold.
a few seconds later, poof, projected over your eyes. You're able
and
to see
basically
where it's
just
moving.
and just jam it into the floor.
Okay.
Because Songbird has already put on the boots.
Okay. We'll say that's not going to be enough for like the entirety of the ship, right?
Okay, that's fine.
Do you want to go with Angel, and is that y'all's plan to start doing that sort of all across the ship?
Yeah, yes. My intent is to get this big one first, and then we can try to find any I don't know if it starts to like break apart and do the weird squishy that. Bleh. Don't like that at all.
Has it slowed down since it stopped getting oxygen?
Oh, we'll get to that decision here momentarily.
Cool.
We're going to get to the captain's decisions and how they've just affected everybody here momentarily.
Have fun, everybody. I also turned off gravity.
So, okay. You know that's going to take multiple like electrical panels, hooking them up to floors to affect a large enough surface. Is that your plan as of right now, Songbird, to go and do that? Okay. Mm-hmm. Angel, do you want to attempt to assist her with that mission, or do you want to attempt to confront the entity?
We're going to try to confront the entity, because while she's doing that, trying to hopefully create like a barricade or what have you, I'm going to try to shoot it with the taser. I'm going to try to find it and shoot it with the taser.
Gotcha. Awesome. Cool. So you split up, you start searching for electrical panels, you start searching for the entity, trying to follow it. It's moving fast through air vents, a little bit more quickly than you can move, but you're trying to cut it off at places. I want a quick, just to sort of wire the ship. Actually, before that, the captain's made his decisions on what's happening. Bolts, your med bay door shuts on you and seals. The rest of you, I want just make a strength check for me as all of the oxygen is out of the ship.
Just pure strength?
Yep.
Oh, by the way.
An 8.
An 8. And a 7. Okay, very nice. Each of you are able to hold on to like the closest bars as the entirety of the ship just goes, and you are now in an oxygenless environment. Observing that and all of it, this projected onto your HUD, the organism does not seem slowed by this very much.
What a fucker.
I think over the Captain, what have you done to my ship?
My ship.
I take care of the ship. What have you done to my ship?
Our ship.
I drive it.
As the one singular starboard engine kicks into overdrive. What was that piloting check you rolled, by the way?
A 7.
7 is still a success.
Would have been an 8.
If you were strong enough. On a 7, still a success. Roll a d6 for me.
2.
2. All right. You're gonna shave off 2 hours right off the start. Your trip's gonna take less than that, less than the projected 9 hours to get there. Once you get there, it's gonna be a navigation check to hit the to find a crystal large enough. You guys are moving at a rapid speed. Let's see. I keep wanting to call D&D things, so I hesitate. So it's like, give me an investigation check. Give me a this check. Let's see. I want you, Angel, to give me a we're gonna call it a security plus agility check for searching out and sort of finding the best way to head this thing off.
Well, I don't know if natural ones do anything in this system.
What's your total? What's that bring your total to?
Let's see. Okay, I'm sorry. You said security plus agility.
Mm-hmm.
That brings it to a 5.
5.
Balance is all off.
You're looking through. You're trying to head this thing off, and then you're looking at your HUD, and it's stopped moving. It should be in this section. Bring the taser out. Start moving around, looking through it. Luckily, the light's not turned off. I was hoping Ian would fall for that one, but you know, the lights being on, searching through, looking through. Well, this is, it's not pinpoint accuracy. You find yourself closer to sorry, I'm trying to find some better music for us. To one of the engine bays. The engine bay, your starboard engine bay. You're looking around at sort of the foggy upbringings, like cooling off of the engine currently in overdrive with what the captain's doing to it. And you hear a couple of footsteps behind you.
Spin around.
Do you shoot as you spin around, or you just spin around?
And I'll shoot as I spin.
Okay, you just shoot and spin. All right, give me an attack roll. So
Hell yeah.
You're shooting the Dazer, correct? Give me an agility plus so wait a minute. Firearms is agility plus security. It's going to be DC 6 since it is a close shot. What was your total?
You are not coming through, or you are muted.
7? Can you hear me now?
No, I don't know what your mic's doing.
Going on.
You might need to just speak up, because I think your mic is
7?
like.
Can you hear me now?
I heard
turning
7.
itself down.
Okay, 7. Okay, yep.
Okay, cool. I think it's just like right when it goes to pick it up for some reason. Okay. You turn around, spin, shoot in the chest. Roll damage for me. This is going to be just a D6, and your damage cap is 4. 5
So-
on the D6, so 4 total. You turn around, Dazer off. Nurse, one of your Warforged companions, turns around, hits the ground as you turn around and hit the Dazer. They are stunned and knocked out on the ground.
Amy, is this our entity?
I cannot have an exact location for you. You are in the location of the entity.
So Angel's gonna be scanning, like, because I don't know that it's not the nurse, but I don't know that it is.
Do we hear this on the? Or Angel, are you talking on the shortwave comms, or are you just talking to Amy?
I'd be speaking to Amy, but also over comms so that people can track. Since
Songbird watched it change molecularly and stuff, she'll say on the comms, Angel, Bolts and I saw it change composition in the tube when we shook it. So it is quite possible that even though Dell was or appeared to be organic, it could have changed to look like one of us.
Yeah, it also doesn't show up on scanners at all. At least not just basic medical scanners. Here in just a minute, I'm gonna try some other stuff.
Bolt's coming up behind you. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'll taser again to see it and watch to see if I see any like change, because Bolt had like talked about it looking different when you tased it. So I'm gonna taser again and try to really watch and see if I see any of the goopy stuff that he was talking about.
Okay, give me a quick agility check as you do that. Bolts, as you're in there working and scanning, trying to like run it through like some different like spectrometers and stuff, seeing what wavelengths might come off of this thing, and it's like not able to be perceived on almost every sort of visible spectrum that you can provide in here. And as you're doing it, nurse comes up behind you and says, "Is there something that I can help with?"
Step the fuck back.
What's going on?
Wait, nurse?
Yep.
A nurse or nurse?
Nurse.
And
what's the agility
she had said
check?
over the radio.
It was only a 6.
You had said over the radio that it was nurse.
Yes. I would have said, I just shot nurse, and that's when I would have asked, like, because that's how Songbird would have known.
I also just shot nurse.
What are you shooting nurse with? Taser. All right, go ahead and shoot. DC 6 because she's close.
9.
Hits. Roll a D6. Damage cap of 4.
Show off.
6, so 4.
4 damage. Falls down. Continues to convulse and move.
He does not take his eyes off her.
Angel tase again to see if there's any sort of reaction, and the eye lights pop on, and that's where we're going to go on break.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna just vent all of you.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
Shoot you out the airlocks.
Thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys are having a good time. I know I am. We'll be back soon. We're going to take a quick bio break. Much love. Don't go anywhere. Drop a follow if you haven't.
Yeah.
Be back soon. And hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Hi.
It's us. All of the same people or Warforged that were here before. Or are we? I've said that before, and it doesn't have the same weight as it does right now. We left off, if in case you missed the first half, and you're just joining us right now. 1, you're late. 2, welcome. 3, here's the recap of the first half. Our heroes have, I called you heroes that time. Our heroes have discovered some odd blood or residue from this organic shapeshifter that is now aboard their ship. Seeing that it can change itself on the molecular level caused worry to flow through our current medical officer and science officer on board. Our captain and security officer got a hold of the ground, in which they said to complete the mission at all costs. And if they couldn't neutralize the threat, well, then maybe they should just be on the other side of the shield when they activated it. We'll see how that goes.
Rude.
After a quick scan of the ship, Amy, the ship's onboard AI has projected now onto their HUDs where this organic shapeshifter is. Angel, in an attempt to locate it, ran into one of the ship's medical officers, medical/science officers, searching this thing down. At the same time, so too did Bolt, all the way in the medical office itself.
Wasn't that door shut?
Mm-hmm. I did get real hard to breathe in there for a second. There's airlocks in between sections. So, however, after tasing both of the nurses, their name is Nurse. After tasing both on opposite sides of the ship, Bolts now holds a taser to this one unmoving, with the exceptions of the convulsions that would come normally to a Warforged. Angel's opponent, however, upon inspecting it a little closer, not quite quick enough to react when its eye lights came on. An Angel, as you're sitting there tasing it, you see part of Nurse's from its head to where her sternum would be, just sort of split into blue metallic glue. Her arm glows into what? Yeah, glue. It's sponsored by Elmer's. As she whispers, Elmer sends their regard, and you see this massive arm start forming like a pseudopod as it reaches up and strikes you.
Don't do that. Say no.
Say no.
Oh, usually.
The shapeshifter does not listen. That is going to be an 8 to hit.
I believe that.
It will hit.
Yes.
Now for damage. You're gonna take 2 points of strength damage. What does that bring your strength to?
1.
You have a 3 strength.
Uh-huh.
That's very good. That means that the blow doesn't immediately knock you unconscious, but it sends you reeling when it hits. As it starts splitting because one side punctured by the taser, the other, the electric current not strong enough on the main form of the shapeshifter, it seems. It begins to split in two. One pseudopod hitting you in the face, sending you back into just a rack of shelving into it, and you are dazed currently. It is now your turn, though. What would you like to do?
The first thing I'm going to do is send the visual to Amy, with like an auto instruct to send the visual to everybody else so that they can see who it is and what's going on, in hopes that they're going to be able to figure something out. And then I'm going to try to tase it again. I've got the big tasers.
You can tell that the taser is you can absolutely do that again. It is currently splitting into two. Do you want to go for the side that you've already hit, or the side that is forming brand new?
Is it splitting evenly, like right down the middle?
No, it's like splitting off a smaller piece of it. Like its head is going off one direction, and just the shoulder and leg of the left-hand side is going off in another direction. But you do see that like, just watching it as you're sort of like unloading the cartridge of the first taser and like putting in the second one for another hit on it, you do see that smaller left-hand side does start expanding in size. Actually, give me a quick, we're just gonna call it an education plus medicine check real quick. And since she's broadcasting it, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and let our medical and science officers make that check as well. As you are currently holding Nurse down with a gun, you see Nurse splitting into two through Angel's.
A science check is 11.
Science is 11. Okay.
And my my education is a 9, or it's an 8. Sorry.
Oh, very good.
Nice.
Am I just rolling education, or what else am I able to add to it?
You could add science or medicine if you want to.
Abso-fucking-lutely. That'll be another 11.
I'm driving.
Why couldn't I roll like this last time, motherfucker? Maybe
You're
we
driving
would've
still?
lost so many
Go
people.
ahead and if
Drive.
you're,
I'm looking in the rearview mirror, going, "What's going on back there?"
okay.
I'm gonna instruct Amy. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as I'm gonna shoot toward the smaller one and instruct Amy to seal off this section of the ship. Just seal it, like, in all ways, so that nothing can get in or out.
While I can seal the doorways, I cannot seal air access ways to all. One moment. Captain,
Oh,
On a local channel.
Yes.
if we were to turn off all power in that area, we could essentially eject the entire engine bay. We would only be on half an engine.
Half of an engine?
Yeah.
We would go from 1.5 engines to 1 engine.
Correct.
Or half an engine.
You go to half an engine.
From 1.5. We lose an entire engine.
Correct. Amy says,
We would lose an entire engine, putting us on the currently mostly unfunctional half an engine on the port side. We would lose all of that power. We would also lose the entity. We would also lose Angel.
Hmm. Interesting. Noted. Keep driving.
Angel, I have a
Yes.
solution.
hit me with it.
You need to run, and quickly.
We'll do it. I mean, Amy's got more processing power than I do. But as I'm running, I'm gonna ask Songbird, can I electrify myself? Can I rip a circuit and cause myself to be electric?
Angel, if you were to electrify yourself, you would fry your own navigational and general ability to be who you are.
Can I electrify myself? If it catches me, can I electrify myself?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Please transmit instructions.
A lot of yeses going on here.
She asked a very, like, can she be an electrical conduit? Yes, she can. Like, and so Songbird basically shows you, like, here is a schematic of a Warforge. Here's an electrical panel. You plug it in and then use your hand as a conduit. Like, you are basically we're metal. Like, yeah.
And wood.
okay.
And a run.
You go
Plan B.
to run?
I would say it is worth noting I did not comply with the plan of venting an entire engine as of yet.
Nope. Amy is still going to
We're
try
not-
to seal off things while you
Okay.
or if you make that decision. She's still
We're not very far into this trip, and it was going to take, 9 hours to get there with 1.5 engines.
I will try to run. I'm not gonna belay the order to seal everything off, but I'm
Okay.
gonna try to run at least to create some space between myself and pseudo nurse,
Okay.
and see what happens.
As you sprint away, and this thing finishes its split, and you're thinking you got to get away from this pseudo nurse. You look back at two of yourself.
What
and
an
the
asshole.
and the organic reading on your HUD disappears. I need, as doors start sealing on this section of the ship, I'm gonna need an agility check from you there. I will let you add your security bonus to this.
Hell yeah.
Hey DM,
Your DC is
while
going to
she
be
rolls
7.
that,
Mhm.
did anything happen with the one that I tased?
She convulses on the ground until you let go of the trigger as you tase Nurse, the Warforged, the helping science officer.
Shit, sorry about that.
And he's going to tie her to a table as well.
Okay, yeah, all right.
He'll be
Ain't
like,
no
kind of like
chances.
perched on top of her because we're not supposed to be touching the walls and shit. So
Gotcha.
So GM, I had a 4 on the die, 2 for agility, and 2 for security officer for a total of 8.
Total of 8. Doors are shutting. Amy is giving you a countdown of the final door to get out of this section as she does.
5, 4, 3. Angel, you need to hurry.
And it closes immediately behind you.
Black Widow slide through on the
Hell
ground.
yeah. Hell yeah. So, you're sealed off from that section at the moment. The organic signature goes cold. You are still electrifying the rest of the ship currently. After that, it's being sealed off. No rolls necessary for that unless you're going to try to do something a little special. I will say that is diverting some of the power that Gambit was trying to get for the engines themselves.
Okay. Can I go over the comms and do a direct comm with Gambit so that nobody else hears?
Yeah, you could do one-on-one comms.
Okay.
Sure.
So Songbird goes, Gambit.
Space trucker. What? Yes.
Based off of the information that we are getting from Amy, do you want me to continue to electrify the ground, which we know at least pauses the creature? Or would you like me to redirect my energy in the engine room to get us to the quadrant faster?
Currently, we have only shaved off 2 hours off of the.
We're gonna do another. After that first one, we're doing strength checks for the engine, based off of your piloting checks.
Oh.
Well, and that's one of the things is I wanted to see if like I could do an engineering check to shore up what I could. So that would be part of it, but yeah. We know that electricity does temporarily pause it in its track.
It did when it was still flesh. It may not anymore.
We do not have enough scientific data for that at this point in time to know whether or not electricity is a non-starter in terms of at least hindering this creatures.
I guess it depends on whether you think the engine will hold together without your tending.
I believe that in order for, well, I guess can I do an engineering check to see how much babying do the engines need?
Engine
Typically,
1.
None. If you
Right.
want, the issue is that in order to, you can work off of some graphs and stuff and some monitoring equipments, but you're not actually, well, you could go and get your eyes on the engine itself to attempt repairs. However, that entire area has just been sealed off.
Right. So my thought is like, so the engine that just got sealed off was the fully good one, right?
Correct.
Can I get eyes on the one that's been busted?
The half.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what my thought is if can I maneuver enough materials to redirect the power supply from the good engine to the busted engine?
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
So basically rerouting.
So that'll be a process. I'll say you can start
Right.
the process for sure. Go ahead and give me an engineering and
Okay.
and education.
Okay. Because, and this is why I'm asking, is it's like, I know it's going to take time. So does the captain believe that my time is better spent babying the engine to do this reroute or electrifying the ship? So I'll just, let's see. So you said education plus engineering?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 9.
Diverting power to the other engine is something that the captain can do from like the helm and divert like power away from that, so you don't have to approach the other engine. Getting this back to functional is going to take some of your time to like getting this back to fully functional to do repairs. And if he does the same thing that he's doing right now, you could assist him with those piloting checks, essentially by like being down there and like switching out cooling cores and like active repair while he's tearing it apart, sort of deal.
Okay.
Which you cannot do on the one that I am currently using because it is locked away.
It is currently, yeah, that section is currently locked down.
Right. That's what I'm saying, is it's like by repairing the busted engine and then rerouting.
Yeah.
Right.
And swapping over.
So then I relay that to Gambit and go, Captain, I can either assist with the hindering of the creature, or I can help you get us to the quadrant faster.
Quick interjection, DM. Does this maintain the like momentum maintains in space until stopped or diverted?
Mm-hmm.
So if we were up to speed, we wouldn't technically need engines except for maneuvering.
As long as you could stay in the orbit of Eberron, you could absolutely get to the quadrant that you needed to. If there's no getting there any faster, which these two are working on right now.
That is what I'm actively trying to make us go quicker, go faster.
And is this continuing to be a private conversation between the two of you?
Currently, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anybody hears anything until y'all say y'all switch back over.
Which do you think is the greater gamble? I'm not an engineer. As I continue to make the engine make horrific noises.
Yeah, I think Songbird goes, I do not understand your enjoyment of gambling, but I do know that I am good at my job as an engineer, and I understand the engines. I think my time is better placed at making us get there faster, and I am confident in my ability to place the last arc mechanism to complete this mission. That is the data that I have in front of me.
I respond by revving the engines.
Okay. So then I go back to all comms, and then I relay the information on how to pull how I was electrifying the things and send that to Angel and go, Angel, if you would like to continue doing this course of action, this is how you do it. I am going to be in the engine room trying to get us to our location faster, and go and start repairing the busted engine so that we can then reroute it to that one.
And Angel's gonna pull out like some kind of like sharp object knife type thing that she has, and she's gonna like carve like a big X across her chest. X marks the spot, and she's gonna say, "It looks like me now, except for this." Hopefully, right? Since it doesn't see her do it, she's just hoping that it won't. If you have a doubt,
Very large.
do not hesitate. And then she's gonna to bolts. We need to evict it. Not evict. I just lost my language. I just lost all my words.
No, that's true. We do need to
serve an eviction notice right now.
that is true.
Yeah. We need, so
you're leaving this area currently. Angel, after seeing it turn into yourself and after taking that hit, I'd like you to make a pressure check for me, please.
Oh. Uncool.
pressure check is just flat.
D6
on the
plus
D6.
strength plus education.
Oh, okay. So that is a 12.
Solid as ever.
Hell yeah.
Bolts. I want you to make me a quick security plus agility check, please.
Oh god. What the fuck is my bonus? 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Good.
Out of 12, unfortunately.
Very well. Your sensors pick up something that is crawling along the base of your neck.
You're muted.
What size? How quickly? Are there any other sensations? Hot, cold, stinging?
You quickly surmise that it was probably the piece that was in the freezer. It is crawling up.
Like up?
Mm-hmm.
A quick attempt to bat it away, does that do anything? Like a swipe, downward swipe off the neck.
We're going to call this hand-to-hand.
Fuck.
So this
Which
is
is
DC plus your strength plus any additional proficiency that you have. So this is going to be
security. Hell yeah.
Security.
My strength, good.
He's over there flexing.
7.
Back, bringing it around, opening your hands up, it's nearly tripled in size. As you spread your hands out, and it is starting to grab onto your digits and move and mold around your hand.
Is there a like an incinerator or anything like that in the room? Any high source of heat?
If anyone knows it's there, it would be bolts for sure.
Medical waste incinerator. And that's a thing. That's 100% a thing.
Yeah, gonna stick my hand into a medical waste incinerator.
Okay.
A dub.
All right. Going over to the incinerator, remove, ensure all personal attachments are removed is right there in big warning letters. You stick your hand deep within, throw the switch. We are gonna call this You guys still throw me for loops. We're gonna.
It's a dub.
It's a dub. I don't have a flamethrower damage, but I do have explosives.
Same thing.
I'd like you to roll me a d6 for me, please.
Is damage capped since it's just my hand? 5.
5. Okay. Everything.
Did not want to roll high.
Everything in that incinerator is gone in moments. Your HUD starts flaring, warnings, extremities, overheating. You're gonna take half of that rounded down. You're gonna take 2 points of strength damage.
Oh, but it's dead, right?
As you pull back nothing, you are now roll high low on a d6. Low for left, high for right.
6.
All right. Your right hand is no more as it seals and ejects that waste out into space.
Was I able to tell if the thing got burned?
You look inside like the sealed container, you see ash and nothing but ash.
Fuck! I think fire might kill it. Ah!
What's wrong with you?
I ain't got no right hand anymore. But the little thing's fucking gone. It was on me. It got bigger. I burned the little shit.
Wait, you mean it got out of the freezer?
Yes!
Oh no.
Fire, not ice. Fuck this!
And he's going to storm out and look for a flamethrower.
Adjust the thermostat.
Go out into the airlock, head out into the rest of the ship. I don't think flamethrower is necessarily on the spaceship. Out of all the things that I'm willing to give you guys, I don't think flamethrower is on like the inventory list.
Where's a few like scrolls of like burning hands?
Items to make such a thing could definitely
I was about to
be
say,
on there.
A lighter and just like a fucking like a fuel tank for like a the propulsion systems for like getting around outside of the things. Yeah,
And
he's gonna look.
Canonically, in Songbird's engine room, she has all the useful bits and pieces and bobs.
He gonna look for that's what he's gonna do. He's just gonna get one of the little jetpacks for getting around outside of the ship, like the things.
He's
gonna go grab
hand
one of those.
off. I want a pressure check from you. Strength plus
That's
education.
fucking fair. You know what?
You're talking about you doing a process that involves one hand holding a lighter and the other hand firing propellant through that lighter. I feel like it's a two-hand job, you know?
Oh no, I have an idea. But 9.
Oh.
I get plus 7 to these.
I need you to roll. Well, the DC's 10 for pressure checks, remember?
No, I did not remember.
Which
I will add 1.
Okay, and what are you at total right now?
1.
1. Okay. All right, you're good. You don't have to start rolling until you have greater than 2.
Man, that's unfair. I feel like I'm getting bullied.
Wait, he is gonna go look for
pressured.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that is what he's on the hunt for, is one of the propulsor packs.
Okay. Angel escapes out of the room. You have now burnt your hand off, but also completely destroyed that. Also learning in the process that it can seemingly survive in a vacuum and extreme cold. Putting that out there.
Heat.
Extreme heat seems to do the job.
How high?
Cold. Vacuum, none of that does it. It'll be just fine and it'll come after you.
So we're back to our captain here.
Oh, Captain, me, Captain.
Oh, Captain, you Captain.
Yep. That's me. What's up?
Are you ejecting the second engine bay?
No.
Not yet.
Not unless I'm told that we got that other engine up and running.
Okay. So we need, in that case, you're holding your decision until that happens. This is going to take at least one piloting check for her to even complete this. So go ahead and give me that piloting check for this one. I'm rolling a strength check for the engine as well, based off of what you roll.
10.
Success. Those will continue to go up the longer you do this, with a difficulty 7. This is just going to be a DC 6 strength check. Your ship currently has 3 total strength.
Awesome.
And with a 6 on the dice, it is holding strong.
I'd say, like, especially because I know that Songbird is planning to repair the other engine, and the plan is, as soon as that one's as functional as she can get it, is to divert the power and then launch the other one. I've basically, like, throwing it to hell and just pushing the engine that we've got as hard as I can. Like, no safety checks, no trying to make sure. Like, I'm gonna let it fucking blow itself apart in the process of this, of trying to get us there as quickly as possible, and then I'll just swap to the other one.
On a 10, I'm gonna say this, with a 10 on that dice, beating even a hard DC by 2. Go ahead and roll a D6 at advantage.
D6 at advantage. At advantage is a 5.
On a 5, okay. You're gonna currently cap your total trip time to 5 hours max at this speed, as long as engines hold. The longer you hold on to both engines, and if she gets it repaired, you can cut that down even more.
Fantastic.
Thing to be thinking about as well as stopping is a concern at speeds like this once you get to the quadrant. But long distances in space. A lot of space out in space, believe it or not.
There is a lot of space out in space.
So quick round of checks. We got our piloting check for this time out of way. Let's do our other checks that we know are going to happen. I need a flamethrower check really quickly. We're going to call it a DC 7. It's going to be education plus science if you got it. If you don't have science, it's just going to be straight education. For engine check, I want education and engineering. For it, your DC on to get it fully functional, to get it to 100% of what it can do, is going to be an 8.
So engineering plus education. Okay, so that means I only need to get a 2.
Oh, you say it out loud.
Because I got a 5 on the dice.
That's gonna take some time, but you are working on it and working on it, moving strongly. What's the flamethrower check?
A 7?
A 7?
I don't remember what the DC was.
I didn't say the DC. With a 7, and a 7 being a baseline success, you take you're taking the propulsion tanks off of one of the suits. I am going to say that is going to destroy one of the protective suits you guys have for space.
So here was the intent. He was going to take one of the suits and then disengage the hose where it went to the actual jet thing, and he was just going to duct tape the end of that hose to his stump.
Okay. All right.
And then get just a lighter or a blowtorch or something like that, just something, and now he has a
Hell yeah.
So doing so compromises one of your spacesuits that you have. Does anybody remember how many in total that you had?
12. I think we had a dozen, and then we brought over 4 for our not so rescued party.
You can consider all 4 of those taken away, so down to 8 minus the one that he just used here. So down to 7 for your crew. You and your crew. Which I will say, currently your crew consists of 1 knocked out nurse, Huey, Paragon, Starshine, Junkie, and the 4 of you. You have 9 people on the ship, 7 suits.
Yeah, but I got a ship. I don't need a suit.
And to clarify, I think in order to make this like functional,
Mhm.
he would also have like the blow. So he'd have like the hose duct taped to the top of his arm and nub, and then like the little butane like torch canister thing set to its lowest setting, and then just like turned on and duct taped, and he'd have the thing that activates the jets in his left hand.
Okay. All right. So like that, like how an actual flamethrower works, like there's always a small stream of fire kind of going out, and when you hit the button. All right. Here's what I'm going to say also with the 7, because we want to put some rules around the weapon. All right. I'm going to say, roll a d6 for me real quick. You're not adding anything. You're just rolling a d6. 3. You have 3 good uses of this. Okay. It will have a damage cap of 6 against the creature. Yes. It will have a damage cap of 6 against the creature. So, in addition to that, if fired in a 0G type of environment where you're not surrounded by anything, it will act as its original intended function, meaning that you need to be holding on to something when you do it. If you are in a 0G type of environment. Cool?
Noted. Yeah, let's rock.
All right. Angel, what are you doing?
I'm going to be communicating to Bolts while he's doing that. Yay for being a Warforged multi-lane thinking. And just saying like, I think we need to eject it from the ship. Them from the ship now. There's at least 2. So I'll meet you. Jamie, is there an airlock near the hatch that I just escaped from?
Yeah, that was one of the airlocks, like that, sealing that area off. Yeah.
Okay, but is there one that's like a lock to the outside, where I could like get it to maybe chase me, or something?
So you're outside of the ship?
To where like if we open it, it would shoot our uninvited guests out.
So currently everything's already been depressurized. That's what Gambit did earlier. So that the area was already depressurized. There's no oxygen in that. You can feed oxygen to that area if you want to right now. That opens up the oxygen vents to the rest of the ship though.
Is there a way, is there like a door or a hatch where I can like pick it out of the ship, where it's like where I could just like eject it or eject it from the ship?
I think
Evict that be.
Yeah, if you get it into an area where it's pressurized, absolutely. Which the only room that is currently pressurized to where you can actually like use the force of air to eject it, the only place that's currently pressurized is the med bay.
Okay.
So you can absolutely do that. You would just need to repressurize those areas where Gambit's already sort of cut the oxygen to.
Then that would pull from the engine, right, and slow us down.
O2 flow would, yeah, airflow would.
So, I guess at this point, Angel's just going to be, I mean, not close, obviously, but is going to be backed up after what Bolt's just experienced. She's going to be backed up, but eyes on that, that hatch, waiting to see if they come through. I mean, her taser's drawn for all the good it's going to do her, and kind of her weight on her back, but ready to just run, hoping that it'll chase her. Because if it comes out, she's going to run to the med bay.
Got it. Okay.
And she'll let Bolts know all that. They're going.
There you go. All right. So just so I'm aware, is the plan to electrify the floors being abandoned at the moment?
I think at this point, yeah, because it doesn't seem to be doing anything, and I mean, didn't seem to help any, and it's just sucking energy from the engines. So
okay, well, you were on the way to do it the second time when you were intercepted. So that's just what I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
based on the fact that it didn't really seem to do anything to the creature, then that's just a waste of electricity. So a waste of energy.
The electricity did cause it to split, but I leave it to you nonetheless.
Splitting
to make
seems
more?
bad.
Not a good. So yeah, I'm not going to currently electrify the floor, but I think I'm going to like. There's like contingency plans A, B, and C, right? So, taser out, knowing that where the electrical thing is. I think her plan would be if she tases it for them and they don't slow down or stop, then she's gonna spin and do the hit the electrical box as she runs, because she's going to try to run fast enough to stay away from it, but not so fast that it can't keep up and follow her to the med bay.
Gotcha.
But that's the plan, for as much as plans are worth.
Yeah, absolutely. Sitting there waiting on it. If it comes out this side, or if one of them comes out of this side, you'll at least be able to, react to it. And yes, splitting is not great. It does seem to take time to do that, for what that's worth.
It slows it down and at least revealed it, because that's the big thing that we're dealing with right now, is that you didn't know it wasn't nurse until you electrified it.
That's true. You know what? Okay, so I will go back and say I'll go ahead and like do the thing to electrify the floor, and then go back to that original shoot or run plan once the floor is electrified.
Okay. Yeah, you can like electrify the floor immediately in front of it, and then maybe prepare the other ones like as you run by. Do you want to try to do that?
Yes.
I'll
do that. Yeah.
Give me a quick, we'll call it education plus, I want to say like security. This is like trap making.
It was a 6. So that is 6 and 4 and 2. That's 12.
Holy shit. Okay. With a quickness, you come up with this plan.
Can I have some of those 6s, please?
Hey, that's the one I've done since we've been doing this. I'll keep it. Share the will.
Okay. We're going to say, excuse me, there's going to be no check necessary to activate them as you run by now. That 6 will fully negate any checks that you need to activate those traps as you run by.
Just for flavor, this, like, as this is all happening, it's going to be like there's going to be like a memory reel that hits, or a memory circuit that hits for Angel of being in battle, and that was a lot of what she had to do, was because she wasn't the biggest Warforged, so she was in charge of being nimble and setting a lot of traps, and so like she's just kind of like going into autopilot for that kind of thing.
Sick. Also, for anybody that's played Call of Duty Zombies, I don't know if you remember the trap on the wall. You could hit it and fucking electricity to the ground. Yeah, that's the mental I have right now.
That's where I got the idea from. Like,
okay.
Where's the spinny sword thing?
Just to reiterate, all of that stuff about him screaming that the fire hurt them was over the public comm. DM, his immediate next action, just, I don't know where in the timeline all of this is.
Yeah, we're coming up to like our second level of checks here. Okay, so gotcha. If anything happens, we'll see. But right now, like your flamethrower and the first piloting check and the beginning of the engine and setting the electrical chaps is like first round type of stuff. We're going into second round at this point.
I do want to not telling anybody, because since we now know that it can like look like other, like it can like shapeshift and stuff, Songbird would like to like lock herself into the engine room to prevent anybody from coming in. That, I mean, now granted, that doesn't mean anything can't come in through like air vents and shit, but like again, she knows how to engineer like little traps and things in the hopes to like, if I put like little spikes here and there. Like, hopefully nothing's gonna come through my air vent. But she's
just
trying to
remember that
prevent it.
Bolt's just told you that thing escaped an airtight glass container and a sealed refrigeration unit.
She's doing her best with what she has.
I will say, let me get education checks from folks real quick, and it could be across the board.
Education.
Yeah, education.
Can I add science to it?
This is just
roll?
education right now.
Okay.
This is for something else. 7. Okay, success.
Pure
8.
smart.
Success. 8 success.
8.
8 success. Just so all of you guys are aware, keeping your wits about you in this moment, you remember that he does have access to your short range comms.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning the things that have been broadcasted and the things that have been said, he's had access to in one capacity or the other.
How rude.
I did not know that.
That's how he started off singing, and that's why Amy started off with saying that your short range comms had been compromised.
I missed that from Amy, and I assumed the singing was over some kind of intercom system. Fuck. Okay.
No, this is why Songbird is not saying anything about locking the door. Like, she is doing this as a preemptive of, like, I do not trust anybody coming into the engine if this is the engine that we are going to be using to get to the quadrant. So
Bolts is going to be heading towards the piloting room, wherever Gambit is.
The bridge.
The bridge.
Or the helm.
Could he, like, try to use one of the Warforged med kits on himself as he goes?
Is that what you're going to try to do?
Those are the 2 goals right now. Warforged med kit, bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Med kit.
So you can do a med kit check. What you can do is if you go to the med bay, you can do one of 2 things. You can get a Warforged med kit, and you can do just a quick heal, and it will heal 1 straight. If you head to the med bay and take some time with it and make a check, you can do 1 healing per hour, so potentially putting yourself back up to full.
He would only be using the medical supplies he took with him on the ship that he didn't ditch.
Okay.
So the one that he had with him already, and that's where he's going to the bridge. He is not going back to the med bay.
Got it. All right. As you're walking down there, that'll be your check for this one, as you try to, like, figure out some, like, I was gonna say exoskeleton, but I don't think that really works. Some, like, wireframing type hand and repair your wound. Go ahead and give me that medicine check plus education.
Hell yeah.
You're restoring
Big
at least
numbers.
some functionality.
Remember to roll a d20.
Thank you for that 6 there, Songbird. Or Angel.
What's that
I
bring?
said
your
I needed
total to?
1.
11. Very good. I will say with that, you're able to establish digits with an 11. You'll heal for the 1 from the med kit, so bring your strength back up by 1. But you actually have some, like, digits that you can use on that hand. I was gonna say if you rolled like a 6 or a 7, it'd be like clamp, but with this you actually have, like, articulable digits.
Oh, he's got, like, little, like, robot version of skeleton fingers.
Yes, essentially. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Really pointy.
Yeah. On that, he's heading to the bridge.
Yeah, heading to the bridge now. Okay. We have our engines now at 100% on the starboard side. You're using that for as long as you can. You're still using both engines for as long as you can, correct?
Unless we confirm that this thing is still my thought, and I'm not saying this over the comms, but I'm not gonna eject it unless someone says it's in there still. Eject it.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna try to get extra juice out of it for now, and if it turns out that bitch is still in there, then it'll
all right. Go ahead and
pop it off like a Lego block.
In that case, I'm gonna enter time here. What we're gonna do is 1 more round of checks before you're to the appropriate quadrant that you need to be in. Okay.
Righteous.
So,
Hell yeah.
I want your piloting check. This will include stopping is what this will be. Okay.
Okay.
So this is getting there. You are getting there, and this is also essentially hit a 7, and you're not going to make your navigation check any harder. Anything below that, and you're talking about adding numbers to the navigation check.
What I want to do to kind of like save as much time, because slowing down I feel like takes a long time when there's no like air resistance.
Yeah, no, you'd be using boosters, like boosters for the other.
I'm gonna see if I can cheat a little bit, and you can fully say no if you're like, no, this would be too far away. I'd want to see if I could dip down to where I'm like, as we're approaching, I'm getting towards just like a little bit of atmosphere. And basically induce some drag on the ship to help us slow, so like I don't have to start slowing down until I'm closer.
Remember,
by like getting down there doing that thing where like you like flare out some like panels and shit to like maximize like what minimal amount of air drag I possibly could, like hitting like the top of that atmosphere to kind of slingshot back it up.
You're just talking about pure friction at that point versus your speed and then like the ionized atoms of the atmosphere. Yeah, you could do that. We're gonna be rolling some dice though. Give me that piloting check to do this. DC 8 straight up has to be.
Okay. All right. Fuck. Is there any kind of reroll thing that we've established? Is there any? No, maybe so. No.
Would you roll?
6.
6.
I rolled a 1.
Can I help as the engineer?
No, that's a pilot. That is a straight up piloting check right there. Okay. Well, first and foremost, down in the engine bay, it starts getting incredibly hot. Uncomfortably so.
Captain, why?
Yes.
Why is things hotter than they should be in my engine room?
Don't worry about it. It'll cool off.
No, I have to worry about it. There's volatile things in the engine room.
I want you to roll a d4. You want low.
Me?
Yes, you.
Her. Now that you've told me I'm supposed to roll low, now I'm gonna roll high. Like, that's how that luck works.
What'd you roll?
Do you really need to ask?
It's a 4.
Yep.
On that 4. I'll point your attention to the stream.
Oh shit. File corrupted. Who's been clicking on weird links?
Captain, we overheated.
Very not good.
Power shuts off.
Ooh. How close are we to target at this juncture?
Oh, you're at target. You're about to not be very, very quickly, though.
Okay.
I want, specifically because of where you are, you've made it to the helm by this point. I want agility checks from both Songbird and Angel here.
Five.
Okay. What about you there, Angel?
Sorry, it was an 8.
An 8. Being a little bit closer to where the explosion happens, Songbird. You're going to take a point of strength damage.
Okay.
On a cap of 6, I rolled a 1 on a d6. The explosion happens. I want you to tell me as you dive away from this massive explosion, getting away through it as airlocks are trying to seal and minimize the damage to the helm to where the ship might still be able to go. I want to tell me what you sacrifice in between the engine room and getting closer to the helm.
In terms of what, like myself or like stuff?
You tell me what you sacrifice in this moment, keeping in mind you rolled a 5.
I think she's lost all comms, so she got thrown into a wall, and so that busted her comms. I think that her general like perceptiveness with her scanny eyes are on the fritz, so they're not as reliable as they should be. I think she's slower, like just like some coils or something got like twisted funky, so she can still run quick, but not as fast as a warforged should be able to. But I think the big thing is that she there is no comms. She can't hear anybody if anybody were to go over comms to her.
I'm adding one more thing. Moments before the engine goes critical and explodes, as you and your assistant Starshine work on it, you are able to dodge out of it the way before she can. The engine explodes. You cannot find her, and you are shaking. I want a pressure roll.
Okay. Pressure is strength and education, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that's much better. 5 plus 4 is a 9, plus 2 is an 11.
It's very good. Able to keep it together, physically shaken up at this point. Aegis Legion, what are you doing? You are adrift in space, and you are moving quickly off target. What are you guys doing?
I'm assuming everybody else is closer to where the shuttle is over our. Actually, I'm not gonna say it over the comms because Bolts is up here, right?
Yeah. Did I make it to the bridge?
Yeah, about as soon as the doors open into the bridge, Bolts.
That's bad.
And I would just throw out there that Angel would have had a code word, like for like paranoid emergencies, and so that code word is pineapple. So if you can say it faster over the comms than she can, but that's going to go out to all the crew. Pineapple, and that just means like head to the shuttle. So I know it makes it even better, right? So it's very confusing. So if you say it before she does, whoever says it first.
Kind of stumbling through the door into the bridge. Nub. Flamethrower.
Oh.
Scritchy fingers nub at the ready. He will point it at you and say, "How many races did we win?"
All of them.
In a row. How many?
9 with the last one.
Is that correct? Basically, he's getting confirmation.
How good's your memory there, buddy? No, I'm just playing.
Oh!
Remember that Facebook message that I sent to you? No. Yeah.
Bolts.
All right.
We're going to be quickly off target. You need to go retrieve Songbird and probably Angel and whoever else can fit in the other sliver and get to it. I'll see if I can
We don't know if we can trust them. Me and you gotta get to that shuttle.
I can't.
Can you go on? Can you stop this?
That's what I'm trying to do. Go. I'll see if I can get the ship back online. Otherwise, we're going to be off course. I cannot install the thing.
This might be our last race, buddy.
Shit! He's going to... who is the person that can install these things?
Songbird.
I'm gonna say this.
Songbird, where you at?
Songbird, I'm gonna say this before the Songbird is definitely one that drills it. Typically, a security detail, whether that's you or Angel, accompanies her for any issues and for quick extractions, and they need a pilot. They've always needed a pilot on the EVs to keep the drill steady. And unfortunately,
we have no secondary pilot besides Lockjaw.
Lockjaw went out with the first EV.
It's gotta be.
Who was piloting the other one, or did we only have one per? I thought I couldn't remember if we had two or one.
You had two people in one. You had Lockjaw and Dozer in one EV.
Huey is a secondary helmsman.
You can go. He's not on the helm currently, but you can absolutely go get him.
Huey, what's your location?
Go get him physically.
I gotta figure out where he's at.
Give me 1 second, sorry. Huey comes over the comms. Cargo bay, still holding, surprisingly.
DM, he wants to tell Huey to meet him at a location a little bit past the bay. Where'd you say it was at?
He says he's in the cargo bay currently.
Where in relation to the cargo bay is the shuttle hangar?
It'd be a couple of floors up and about closer towards the middle of the ship.
He wants to pick something adjacent to the EV bay.
Okay.
Or near it. Basically,
Yeah.
He wants to tell him to go to location A and then intercept him between.
Okay.
So he's not going to tell him where he's going. He's going to tell him a fake location.
Okay.
But try and intercept him between.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have like a staging area probably for these EVs where you get your gear and get things ready to go out onto the EV. A couple 100 feet away. Is that where you want to tell him to meet you?
Yeah, he wants to try. Basically, he wants to intercept him in the middle so that the end goal is not being broadcast over live.
Yeah.
Like, meet me at the cafeteria, and then haul ass to try and get in the hallway between where Huey's at and the cafeteria.
Got it. Okay. You do that. You come over the comms. All right. Yeah, no problem. I'll meet you there.
Can I, while I'm still in the engine room,
I'm gonna let you know right now. The engine room is gone. There is
it's gone.
Yeah, the engine room and the engine gone.
Okay.
Both of them, or just one of the ones that
the one she was working on?
Okay.
You currently have no way to check the other engine. Power is gone.
I have no way to kind of emergency restart. Nothing.
You are dead drifting in space at the moment,
Okay.
unless someone does something to sort of attempt to reset power to where you can. Okay. So I'm sorry to interrupt you. Engine bay is gone. No. You lost the engine. You lost Starshine. You were shaken up. You're like out in the hallways above it. You are essentially looking out at open space and torn steel from the ship.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Well, I guess get myself behind an airlock, because I'm assuming that that needs to get cordoned off to prevent anybody from drifting away in space.
Namely yourself at this very moment, for sure.
Yeah, specifically myself. I'm not worried. I'm worried about other people, but mostly myself at this point in time. I think I tested my comms a few times. I don't have anything, so I'm gonna go to the bridge, because that's the only place that I don't know if we're going to the EV or not, because I don't hear anything. I think that's one of the things that it's like I can't hear Amy, I can't hear any personal comms. Like
it wouldn't have mattered. Bolts didn't mention anything about the EV over the.
well, no,
Neither did I. That's why I told Bolts to go get you. Yeah.
no, but that's what I'm saying is it's just like in general. Like if anybody's even trying to, she's like, I can't.
She since that explosion happened, she didn't hear Pineapple. She didn't hear any comms out to Huey. She hasn't heard anything after that explosion. So where are you heading to?
I'm gonna go to the bridge to regroup and get my directions.
Sure. Heading back to the bridge. Angel, where are you gonna go?
After that, so she would have started pelting toward the EV is between where she is and the med bay, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so she's just gonna start hauling butt that way because clearly things have gone awry.
Thinking mission first, heading towards the EV. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna there's no turns as of right now. No anything. Tell me what the plan is from this point. The arc mechanism, just so you guys are aware, is on the EV. The payload is ready to go. The drill is on the EV. It's to be piloted down there. Huey meets you in the middle, somewhere.
He runs into Huey, and again.
What did I say to the commander after our first mission at the celebration?
And the correct answer will be a backwater pig fucking Arcano toaster.
What an oddly specific request.
You're holding.
What did I say to him?
Are you holding the taser at him?
I know he's holding the flamethrower.
Oh, you're holding the flamethrower. Fuck! I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know.
You got 30 seconds. Remember.
I don't know, Chief. I don't remember what you're talking about. I don't remember the night.
Yeah, he will say, fine then. And he's gonna take one step back and say, what did Gambit and I get arrested for?
What did Gambit and I get arrested for after the second mission?
And that will be illegal street racing.
This will be a much easier check.
And if he moves or says anything that is not the correct answer, he is getting flamethrower.
Okay.
You are. Oh no.
Yeah, you're racing. You're racing.
Come with me. If you see anyone else, don't trust them. I'll fill you in as we go. We're going to the EV hangar.
What's my real name?
Do I know his real name?
I went over it last session.
I did not keep the notes because I didn't expect it to last more than one session.
I'll give you the same. I was giving him education rolls to see if you remember. Give me an education roll.
Hey.
On a 1
6.
on the first one.
Hugh Hefner.
6. 6.
Oh.
6 is a.
I remember it.
His real name is Human, and he hates it.
And I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Human, and you're not too fucking pleased. Can we please fucking go? I already torched my hand for this shit.
All right, don't call me that. Let's go.
I didn't want to. You fucking asked me, you fucking dumbass.
Ain't no reason to be rude. Sorry. What are the rest
Could
of you
ask
guys
me any
doing?
other fucking question. Ask me the one that's gonna piss you off
I will say-
if I answer it correctly.
You guys run into Angel at the EV. You end up at the bridge. Songbird, what are you doing?
I was about to say, I would probably run into Songbird before she got all the way to the bridge.
Okay.
Because I can't think of a good way that Gambit may be able to achieve this. But he's gonna because only the previously bum engine exploded. The other one is still not exploded, right?
Roll a 4 on your damage.
Right.
When your ship had a strength of 3 left.
Right. I'm just trying to, is there any forms of propulsion still intact on this ship?
Angel will easily be able to tell you that forms of propulsion can be that can be a wide array of answers. Engine wise, I'm gonna say with time that you don't have, maybe that other engine. You're gonna be thousands of miles past where you need to be before you're able to get that up.
That's fine. I just need to know if I can get it turned on at all.
Possible.
Okay.
There's always a chance. Other means of propulsion is you have one air base still sealed at the moment that will be running out of oxygen, you know.
I have no way to steer the ship to point that anywhere.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna like have a direction and then explode that side out.
Right.
Could be a chance for something.
I'm gonna I'll check and see if the other engine is operable at all. So I'm gonna be beelining for the possibly intact engine.
Okay, y'all two. The helm opens.
Literally run into each other.
Yeah, airlock opens. Y'all are staring at each other.
Why are you here?
I lost all communications when the engine exploded. Wait, what? What is painted on my walls in Arcosa?
I don't know. I have never been to your house.
Songbird would have invited all of you at least once.
That doesn't mean Gambit would have showed up.
I don't know what else to ask. What?
Okay, you know what? Doesn't matter. Fucking what was it that Angel decided? Pineapples. Do that.
Where are you going? No, where are you going?
I'm trying to save my ship. Pineapples, do your job.
Don't die. And she'll run down, start like sprinting towards the EV.
Toward the EV.
Do that. That's stupid.
Okay. We're gonna have a split here. Is the EV team leaving as soon as all of you are together and geared up? Because Huey is going to answer to the 3 officers.
Yes.
Yes.
You can't answer, Gambit. You're not here. I'm asking the 3 officers that
willing them to do.
I'm asking the 3 officers that are at the EV right now.
When Songbird gets to the EV, she will look at Angel and Bolts and go, I just ran into Gambit. He is going to do something dumb. I do not know what it is, but the mission is critical and we shall do that now.
What do we fight over the most?
Our music.
Thank fucking God. Hey, you! And I'm mind blanking on something. Say something that only Angel would say. It's been stressful.
I have time for this. Will you please calm down, Bolts? And let's get to work.
Close enough.
Does she still have the X on her chest?
She carved it with a knife. She carved it into her chest.
Yeah, that's only if you're still you.
Oh, that's true.
Is the X there?
Yeah.
That would be a question for the DM. To my knowledge, it is still there.
Evil.
Give
What
me a
is
quick
painted
education
on-
check there, Angel.
My question would be, do what?
Give me a quick education check.
Seven.
7? It's still there.
And she'll look at Bolts and say, for that matter, Bolts, how much money did I lose on your last race?
Lose.
Lose.
Did you bet
won.
against us?
You. Bitch. Whatever. I don't fucking know.
Did Bolts know?
She gave you some of the winnings.
I gave you my winnings.
But did you? Oh, you gave me all of them.
I was about to be hurt. My feelings are.
Okay.
I was like, good job. I made some like sly comment about like good job or what have you.
You made money. What do you mean lost?
Let's go. Come on. We don't have time.
Yeah, he's like going to proceed.
Waiting for.
All right.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
I'm.
Yeah.
Captain says go. Captain says go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Captain, me.
I'm gonna do my best. The EV separates.
As they go over comms, Angel will directly to Gambit. Will be like, we'll say, I'm betting on you, Gambit. Don't lose.
Just gonna get her stable enough to get us back to Arcosa. And I'm making sure that is that's transmitted over the local comms, right? Okay, perfect.
All right, Huey, let's go.
Right. Very well. I will roll the navigation check as Huey.
Huey.
Okay. 4 on the dice, 1 for 1 in his primary. I believe his agility. Agility and education. That's going to get you to 7. So,
Good.
what you need at the moment, a nice, steady little cruise. Finding a large enough crystal for you guys to settle down on. You start making your way there. Our camera pans away from the 4 of you, technically, as you guys start sailing out towards the Sybaris belt. Pans back into the ship. What do we see? What is Gambit doing?
Gambit's trying to get into that other engine room.
Okay.
Which I know was sealed off and hopefully still contains the entity.
Right. Give me a strength check.
Oh boy. Five.
It's going to take you some time opening this door. It is loud. You have announced your presence to the entity if it is on the other side. Eventually, you do get the door open enough. I'm going to say that it does seal behind you. You will have to do this again to try to get out again. Okay. Heading further into this area where you know the entity is. Lights are off. It is dark. Start heading towards the engine bay. You know where it is. Following the blinking emergency lights. Getting to the engine bay. I want you I'm gonna do 1 through 3. This engine is kaput. No good.
Completely fucked.
Completely fucked. Blown up. Probably escaping out to deeper space. 4 to 6.
Right.
You might have something to work with.
Marginally functional.
On a 3, unfortunately. You get there, and it just looks like the heat of the atmosphere using all of that friction has melted everything in here to pretty much slag.
Fuck. So we've got, I'm just double checking who all we still have in the crew. So they took Huey with them. Nurse is tied up in the med bay.
Nurse is in the med bay.
So we have Dozer, Nurse, and Paragon still on the ship.
Dozer was
We don't
lost.
have Dozer.
Dozer was
I
lost.
thought we lost Lockjaw. I thought we
lost
saved
both.
one. Oh, we lost them both. Okay,
No, we
so
were rolling to save one when
gotcha.
both were
Okay,
out
so
there.
just Paragon's the only other crew member still on here besides Nurse, who is tied up.
You have Junkie,
Oh,
who is part diplomat, with a secondary and pilot. That is a backup. You have Paragon. No, I'm sorry. Paragon was lost. No.
I said we got
Paragon.
extra crew members.
You have Junkie.
And
you
we
have
forgot
Paragon.
Samuel. Samuel's on the ship with us too.
Samuel, would you have taken Samuel with you or not? On the EV.
On the EV?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I don't think that Bolts would have given an opinion on that.
Okay.
Angel would have.
Angel would have grabbed Samuel. Okay. You grab Samuel. Samuel is
So it's just me, Paragon, and Junkie.
And Junkie and the Githyanki, technically.
And the Githyanki and Nurse are both tied up in the med bay.
In the med
they
bay,
are
correct.
currently incapacitated. Okay. So seeing
It's been over 2 hours, which is what I rolled for them to wake up. So
Yeah.
they are awake but tied down.
they're conscious but tied up. I mean that's fine. Okay. I can still do this. They no longer, the other four, they no longer have access to the short range comms since they have left the ship.
Short range comms are up for exactly that, short range. You'll be out of their range within an hour's time.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start over the short range comms. I'm gonna start instructing Junkie and Paragon. I'm gonna ask them to go to kind of man the helm in a couple places. I know that that's not their thing, but I'm gonna give them some specific directions on like levers and stuff. I want them to be able to pull on my mark, in order to so that when I say go, so that we can try and to reduce start reducing our speed and stuff, right? Giving them instructions so that everyone with access to the short range comms is very well aware that I am trying to keep the shard skipper up and running and functional.
Okay.
Or like try to regain some kind of control over it. And then I'm going to turn around and try to head towards wherever I need to be to blow that last bit of air out of the med bay.
Gotcha. All right. You start heading over towards the med bay. You head over to the med bay. We're just gonna stick with you for a moment, then we'll hop back over to you three. Easy to get to the med bay. Airlock is sealed. Give me an education check real quick.
Just straight education?
Education, and if you got engineering or anything else to apply to it.
I've only got pilot and navigation.
Straight education then.
8.
8 is still very good. With an 8 on education, I can't think of a way, but apparently Gambit can in the moment to safely open this and able to reestablish the airlock on the other side if you wish to do so.
Do I need to be able to get through it to be able to blow it out into space?
Nope. The other folks on the other side may want it, but if that is not your priority right now, then you do not need to get out. You do not need to get in there.
I just need to be able to see which way that side is facing. I'm hoping there's a viewport somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching for when the med bay side will be facing towards Eberron to hit it.
Okay. With an 8, you're gonna need to spacewalk for this.
Okay.
You float out, getting around to probably where Bolts would receive in med supplies straight into the med bay. If someone were to like connect and dock to the ship, getting to a door, you see the latch here that you're gonna have to undo, and the force at which that's gonna open with.
Mm-hmm.
You're coordinating this all through comms.
Yeah, I'm coordinating it like I said.
Mm-hmm.
And to be completely straightforward with you, I just want to make sure that as long as the entity is still on board this ship, it is under the impression that I am trying to save the shard skipper. I am not. I am trying to launch it out into space.
You're trying to go to deeper space with it.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't get any further control of this thing. I just want to make sure that it is still on board when we are well outside the shield.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm trying I'm trying to think of space logic. Give me a second. I'm trying to blowing the airlock.
Yeah, because we've already got like forward momentum still going on.
For sure.
I'm just trying to get us to make sure we're heading away from Eberron.
Right. Okay. At least on the other side of the Sybaris belt.
Right. Exactly. Like I at least want to put us on that kind of an angle so that we'll be outside of the Sybaris belt by the time the Aegis shield activates.
Okay. So doing some rough math in your head, like pilots are one to do. Completely fucking it is going to look like you careening towards your fellows on the EV. Completely fucking it, right?
That'd be somehow shooting myself backwards.
Not necessarily, as you guys are. You remember you hit the atmosphere to slow down, so
Right.
you are currently closer than the Sybaris belt actually is. So completely fucking it would send you out, but send you careening directly towards your companions. This is about timing it to where you're not within range of them, or more so like measuring the distance to where this propulsion isn't going to send you their way. Success will look like you getting on the opposite side of the Sybaris belt. I'm gonna say DC 8. And we're going to make it, you're piloting a ship, so I'm gonna call it
a little different.
It's a little bit different.
It's just a little different.
I'm going to make it still, I'm still going to call it piloting and agility. And agility in this is going to be getting away from the door when it blasts off. Okay. Go ahead and make that check for me. And as a matter of fact, keep that check to yourself while I camera pans away. Navigating over a larger crystal large enough to get the fourth and final arc mechanism installed. The drill is sent down. Huey piloting above, keeping it stable and in line where you guys need it. Angel and Bolt, what are you two doing during this process? Are one of you going to be on the EV? Both of you going to be on the rock? What's the move here?
Bolts is on the EV and keeping an eye on Samuel and whoever else finds her. He trusts absolutely no one still. He just trusts them barely enough to continue with the mission with them, but he still is under the awareness that we don't know what these things can do. Maybe they can fucking read minds. Maybe they assume the memories of the things that they take over. He doesn't know.
Sick.
Angel will be out there with Songbird because Songbird doesn't have comms. So Angel will be out there at the very least to just kind of look over her shoulder and be there for any kind of comms, that need to happen. But if there's any way that she can help, she'll do it. Otherwise, she'll just kind of stay out of her way and be there to be microphone, a walkie-talkie.
So, Sammy, ain't got any fancy questions to ask you. Who's our big boss? The prick running this whole fucking shindig.
That's a good question. One that I don't know the answer to.
You don't know who our lead commander is?
No.
You don't know the name? The man who runs our city?
I'd very much like to.
Is there so obviously that question, the correct answer was Otto, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And we were assigned him very directly, Samuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear this? Yeah.
Rip to my boy Samuel! Oh!
What do I gotta roll?
We're gonna hold off for just a second.
Ah, shit. All right.
I want an engineering check plus science. to drill for the arc device.
So engineering or science or both?
I'm sorry, engineering plus education. I'm still getting
Okay.
flipped around.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 2 is an 11.
Okay, sick.
Sorry, go ahead.
Drill makes its way to the center of the crystal. No cracks. Perfect drill. The arc mechanism being deposited down the drill. Slow process, but it's working. You are minutes away from completing this, from completing your mission, which you've been working on for the past months at this point. Everything has gone to hell. You see an explosion happen on the shard skipper in the distance. You're seconds away. All you have to do is finish this. However, I want you, bolts. I want you to roll damage.
Well, I was going to expound upon my comment. The EV is like a small little submarine size thing, right?
Yeah, it's not very big at all. It's like yeah, small submarine's probably the best way to describe it.
I get 3 charges.
Mm-hmm.
Could I expend all of them to just fill this entire thing with fucking Inferno?
You absolutely could.
I think it was Sammy. Call sign him and signing out.
All 3.
Roll 3d6 for me.
Ten.
10 total. Okay.
6, 2, 2.
That's the average.
Angel and Songbird. The arc device is about halfway down. And the ship above you, but silent. I need agility checks from both of you.
7.
7 is a success.
Is also a 7.
2 successes as you're able to hold on to the drill and the arc device as it descends as an explosion happens above you. What? 1 second, because we want to do it by the rules. I don't want to overshoot anything. However, I'm pretty sure that. How much damage did you do? 10. What is your total strength?
My total strength is 4.
Is 4. That would put you at -6. -2 in the game is instantly dead. The seconds before your last words, the flame dripping off the front, you take the entirety of the canister and empty it as the flame grows in size. A split second of Samuel starting to split into 4, and then nothingness. The 2 of you, the EV above you has just exploded. Eerie how silent these things are in space. As the comms above you are cut, the comms between you non-existent. You are isolated completely, with the exception that you can see each other and you're both holding on. I need one more, and I'm gonna say this is gonna be a joint check, because now, Angel, you have to hold this drill physically down so it does not go away while Songbird works on it. What was that roll for for Gambit?
For Gambit, it was an 8 exactly.
An 8 exactly. The Shard Skipper is careening out of orbit. Yankee is expelled. Nurse is expelled. Soul is expelled. What are those checks from you guys?
12 for my engineering.
12. What's your strength check? Strength, and I'll say you can add security to this as well.
Is my strength still a 1? Is it still down from where I took the damage earlier? I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Is my strength still down because of the earlier damage?
Do you think you would have attempted to heal yourself in your downtime while you were waiting on the creature, or no?
Oh yeah, I think so, for sure. If there was like one of those like emergency med kits on the wall or something, like she would have done that, or at the very least would have like snagged one going into the EV to do something, because she knew. I mean, she doesn't feel like being at her best. She wouldn't have sat down to do it. You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't have done anything big and intensive. But if she could have, like, the Warforged version of like a field bandage or something, maybe. So I don't know if that would even count to bring strength back or not.
I'm gonna say it's gonna come down to a medicine check. If you're not trained in medicine, it's just gonna be an education check.
I'm not. So okay. That's just a 6.
A 6 is a success on an easy check. That will increase your strength by 1. What does that bring your total strength score to? 4?
Nothing but the dice and the strength. And yeah, it's a 4. I rolled a 2.
With security. Said you could add security to it.
Oh, with security. Okay. So then that would be a 6.
A 6 total. Okay. The force of the ship exploding is too much. Angel, you attempt to hold on to it. It goes off. The arc mechanism doesn't get down to where it needs to be. You got to think of a solution here, guys. Otherwise, the entire arc net does not go up. And everybody that your friend Bolts just exploded for no reason. Your friend Gambit is heading to deep space for no reason. You two will be stranded out here on the Cerberus belt. Failures. What are you doing?
So again, canon Songbird has shit that is useless to most people, but I think that she purposefully had like ratchet straps or something like tucked into her like engineering kit, and she's gonna throw one to Angel and take one myself, and basically ratchet down because I don't know, I feel like with a 12 for my engineering check, we didn't, even though it didn't go all the way down, it didn't get jacked up enough to like break anything.
With a 12 on your engineering check, the only thing is you need extra distance. It is still perfectly aligned with the hole that was already drilled.
Yeah.
You just need extra distance down into the center of the crystal, and you need to activate it. Which drill would have done for you, like acting as that mechanism to activate it, but it's no longer here.
Yeah, I think using ratchet straps to like give that extra like push down, and then Somber's gonna look sort of sadly at Angel and like indicate like because we need something to activate, like some sort of power source, right, to activate it. Songbird will like point at her chest and pull out like some sort of cord thing to use like whatever like electricity that's in her system to set it off. to activate the mechanism.
Angel's gonna stop her before she's doing it, and is gonna like, me too, 'cause I don't want to be alone on a rock floating in space forever. So let's double juice it. Fist bump, girl. Let's go.
Okay. So then I guess I'll pull out another thing and so we ratchet strap it down. Do you want me to make another engineering check to?
I'm gonna ask for 2 checks here, because as beautiful as the story is, I think it would make for you to sacrifice yourself in this way and still be successful. But it's not necessarily the reality of the situation that will happen and unfold here today. The ArcNet will, in all likelihood, be installed after you, hopefully. But will it be too late, or will it get done today? I'm going to ask for a couple of rolls from each of you. You can roll your education engineering to do it. Angel, in order to sort of solidify this bond, pulling all of the electricity out of yourselves, pulling down all self-defense mechanisms to where all of the electricity that is currently powering your automaton self. I'm going to ask for a strength and security check from you.
That engineering check was 11.
11.
It was a 6 on the dice. That's going to be a 10. Good as I could do it.
Power seeps from you. First goes your auxiliary power, the power to your limbs, the power to your joints. Second thing that would go is oral receptors. Not that they could hear anything but the rustling of the inside of any of the protective suits that you were wearing anyways. It's quiet in space. Last thing to go, your ocular sensors go dark. It's dark in space. I'm going to give you guys a chance for what your last thoughts are. As the ArcNet across Eberron rearranges the entirety of the Sybaris Belt, where it is no longer the Sybaris Belt, as Sybaris crystals start aligning in hexagonal patterns all across the globe, aligning with each other, connecting via the energy and the arc mechanisms that you installed against all odds. The Arc Network goes live, protecting Eberron from sources beyond. Aegis Legion, whatever your last thoughts are that you can tell us here in a second, you know that you were successful and that your mission is accomplished. I turn it over to you.
I think that as we were powering down, I was holding on to Angel's hand as we're sitting on top of this mechanism, and the images that are passing through Songbirds memory receptors are images of beautiful flower fields and music and just all of the good things in life, because that's what she wanted to do, is to make the world have these things again. And that's when all her power receptors are gone, that's the last image, is just a field of lavender and violets and just just beautiful waves of a field.
Angel's memory circuits would have started probably as things were going with um, images of war, memories of the war, and the disconcerted, unsafe feeling when she first got to the city. It didn't make any sense, and interspersed with images of the war and why she felt unsafe. And then as it got to the very end, there would have been a really rapid flickering of memories of watching Gambit and Bolts at the races, watching them laugh, and um, watching Bolts and Songbird bicker over music, memories of the music, even though she can't hear right now, and just rapid flashes of all of them. And yeah, until they stop flashing.
Bolts, you've great.
Technically, oh,
I was just gonna say, Bolts, you've grayed yourself out, buddy, but you are not exempt from this either.
I grayed myself out when I was the only one actually dead.
let's think. Oh, that's what I was like. He's focusing.
Bolts didn't have the luxury of a slow fadeaway. So his final thought was not extended, it was a flash. And it was, at least this time, I won't be the sole survivor, as he thinks of Crash, Giggle, Ghost, Blackout, and Captain Shursk, who was the only human in his unit that treated the Warforged as people. And just a momentary hope to whatever gods that were listening. Obviously, that didn't pan out. That the others would have the opportunity to be the survivors this time.
So, for Gambit, it's technically still alive, unfortunately. This one shortly after Medbay blows out, successfully course correcting the Shard Skipper out into an endless voyage. Hopefully, he's spinning or whatever, getting views of the kind of keep trying to keep track of where the EV and everything is at. See, you know, kind of in order to get to his pocket, like tear open the suit because fuck spinning forever. And is gonna pull out the coin that he always keeps in that thigh pocket. Maybe they're all dead, maybe they're not. And broadcasting out to as far as he can, even though I know nobody really can hear. We don't have long range comms. He's just saying, "Are we lucky, or are we the best?" And he's gonna flick the coin just out into space.
Our camera is gonna focus on that flipping coin. Heads, tails, heads, tails. And our camera's then gonna pan out. The coin's still there, but the background changes as we find ourselves in the office of Commander Frostbite. A coin landed in his hand. Puts it on the table. And he can't help himself. Typically he couldn't. Turns his head, Doesn't look at the coin that he sets on top of his desk. I just sent in chat the D20 that I rolled. Frostbite walks out of the room to a brighter office, seeing that all signals of life have stopped aboard the Shard Skipper. Holographic image floats in Otto's office, where he's going to be debriefed on the heroes that were the Aegis Legion. As now the holographic image of Eberron no longer has a Cerberus belt. ArcNet is in place. Our camera shows that coin on tails.
Sometimes you're just lucky.
That's where we're going to call it. Thank you, guys. What an amazing little short story we just told. That was awesome. That was awesome.
I feel so many big feelings.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Thank you, guys.
God, this has alcohol in it.
Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you had a good time. Thank you guys for playing with me. This was amazing. Thank you so much. We are Hard Knock Dice. We stream mostly on Saturdays right now with Across Eberron, that is set in this very universe that our friends here just had a major role in stopping some things to come. So we stream on Saturdays Across Eberron at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Drop a follow if you haven't. You'll get notified when we go live for that. Please, yes, rounds of applause in chat for these guys. Y'all are so cool. I like y'all a little bit. Y'all are dope. We're gonna raid some folks, but before we do, as always, we're raising money with Extra Life. Whoo, man, that's tough to just make that transition. We're raising money with Extra Life. Go click on that link. Donate to a great cause. Be a hero IRL, just like these guys were at the end. So go check that out. Drop us a follow if you're feeling it in your heart of hearts and all that good stuff. We're gonna raid some friends for the night. We're gonna raid Legends of Evantris, so stick around, support folks in the TTRPG community. And anything else? All right, until next time,
May.
Guys. It's gonna be
No longer gonna be May. It is May.
Until next time,
That's
guys.
true.
Much love. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.